This is a HeadGum podcast.
This week on the program, it don't take money and it don't take fame, and you don't need no credit card to ride this train. It's Back to the Future. I'm Andrew Jupin.
Steven Zadak.
Chris Cabin.
Eric Siska.
And we love movies. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the program. Thank you for tuning in. As always, like I said up front, it's Back to the Future from the year 1985, directed, of course, by Robert Zemeckis.
Big Bob.
This is exactly
Big Bob. Here comes Big Bob. Look out, Big Bob come. Big Bob, by the way, got one of the worst movies of 2018.
So is it
Just
Big
put
Bob
out
and
there.
Little Bob? Is Bob Gale Little Bob?
Yeah,
then?
Bob is Little
That's
Bob.
absolutely
Yeah.
right.
So,
Yeah.
that Marwin movie's terrible.
Dude,
huh?
I saw Welcome to Marwin this morning. I got to tell you.
You
it's
shouldn't
ju-
have.
It's, that's my job, dude. I just feel bad for everybody involved.
Why does Carell keep getting roped into sentimental shit that no one wants to watch?
Oh, I know this.
Oh, okay. You got
Middle
because
America?
Foxcatcher bombed, and it was
Yeah.
him actually going out on a ledge.
Yeah.
And then he was like, fuck it, doing the Hanks route.
But he was nominated for an Oscar for that movie, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, but the movie did nothing.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
It was, and like he got snubbed completely.
Well,
at the end of
guess what? Marwin's going to do nothing.
Yes,
too.
also. I
It's-
mean,
It's so bad. And the funny thing was, like, of all days, like, we're sitting here recording an episode on what is, by the way, I'll go on record, my favorite movie of all time.
Ooh.
And I'm sitting in the fucking screening room just like, Jesus Christ. What a difference 33 years makes. I mean, it's just,
Yeah.
it's so bad for everybody.
So let me guess. Steve Carell as a little doll man who's going, rub my bump.
Also,
It was a documentary, right?
yeah, Welcome to or just called Marwin
Marwin
Call.
Call.
Great movie. Came out in 2010, which is all you need to see.
Marwin Call?
MARWENCOL.
Okay, now why did they take off that COL?
Well, you'll have to watch the movie and find out.
Oh, really?
Yes, and it's artistic license, and it's dumb as dog dick. I'm gonna open this beer.
Well, so is the thing like he invites women over to his house and he's like, "This is you as a doll. This is me as a
Yep.
doll." And he goes,
That's right. Wait,
I'll say this: there's no crotch bump,
Yeah.
but there is boob bump.
"Oh, there better be boob bump."
Yeah.
you need boob bumps.
You know, I gotta say, Zemeckis is best when he leaves animatronics and or what's that fucking any motion capture nonsense.
Well,
Yeah.
he did
God.
Polar Expressors,
and
right?
did he do the Carol as well?
He did.
He
Yeah.
did both those
Christmas
rotten
Carol
movies.
and Beowulf.
Yeah.
Beowulf is
Oh,
what started the
right.
craze.
Oh, did he do Beowulf too?
He did,
Yes.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Jesus.
I'll say,
me, Ray Winstone. I'm playing a thin guy. Yeah, the whole world needs to be CGI, so maybe we could be thin.
oh yeah, the magic of movies.
Would you like to see my watery cock?
No, that's Anthony Hopkins.
Oh,
that's him?
Almost shows digital dick in that movie.
I mean, that movie's all about dick trauma. We'll get there eventually.
Yeah,
Beowulf,
okay.
yeah.
I was gonna say about the motion capture stuff in this movie. At least it works out only because the things being motion captured have to look like plastic dolls.
Yeah.
So it's totally fine. There's no effort to make them look realistic, and
Sure. That's
it,
better.
It actually looks pretty cool. Bad movie. Anyway, great movie. Back to the Future. Where the fuck do you begin? It's interesting this month. Getting started. Where do you start with Star Wars? Where do you fucking start with Terminator?
Okay. Emmett Brown, biggest slob in the universe.
Oh, Dr. Emmett L. Brown, dude? Yeah, he
got cold Burger King next to
Everywhere.
his fucking bed.
And here's the thing. I have to applaud Doc Brown because if I lived literally next door to a Burger King, I would be dead. I would be so dead. This dude shares a front yard with Burger King, and he's thin Christopher Lloyd.
He had a beautiful house once.
Yeah.
What happened to that? Did he burned it down or something?
Well, that's the
a
thing.
Rag
You
fire, an oil
see-
rag fire.
You see a newspaper headline that says like Brown Mansion destroyed. I think it is indeed an insurance scam.
Oh, well, here's the, well, why would he, the thing is, you see that because, you know, the opening of this movie, it's, you know, there's actually no music. It's just the clocks, and we're
Right.
creeping through his dilapidated, disgusting house. I agree with you, Chris.
fucking
Yes,
disgusting.
awful,
but-
awful. This sub Pee Wee Herman machinery.
But he's got this fucking monument to his family's house burnt down, framed. Like, what is this guy's problem?
This guy's like some wealthy fail son. Like he inherited all this money, beautiful home, and he's like, well, I'm gonna tinker forever.
Oh yeah, if this is how
everything burns down.
This is why it's framed, though, because it's a shrine to his greatest trick yet, which is fucking insurance fraud.
I wouldn't be surprised, by the way, if that's how Wyatt Coke ends up too.
Who's Wyatt Coke?
It's the fat chubby
Oh,
designer
he makes all
son.
those
Yes.
stupid
The
T-shirts.
dynamites and money shirts.
The Koch brothers are the American monarchs right now.
Yes.
They control everything in our lives,
Uh-huh.
and that's their son. Yeah.
One of them,
Marty, wear this patterned shirt. It's got hot dogs on it, Marty.
one of them is going to be dead soon, though.
Oh, good.
He's like gravely ill.
That's
So
great.
fingers
other
crossed.
does the other one absorb it? Is that how that works?
I think
Like
he's going to
physically?
eat him.
Yeah, like the
Like
end
to eat
of
my dead brother.
the end of the Cook the Thief, his wife and the
Got
lover.
it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
something like that.
Wendigo style, loving it.
Here's a cool thing, by the way. Director of photography on this movie, Dean Cundy of Halloween fame.
Hey, Dean Cundy.
And several other projects.
What is by the way, this movie's got a lawsuit against Honey, I Shrunk the Kids because it's the same fucking opening. We're making breakfast. I'm a kooky inventor.
Uh-huh.
Here's my kooky inventions that make me
But
breakfast.
doesn't everybody then owe money to Pee Wee?
Is that how Pee Wee begins?
When did Pee Wee start? Like, because did his machinery happen in the film or the television show?
It's in the movie.
I think
It's
it was a
in the
movie
movie.
first than a show. Or,
Right. I mean, see, this is like the timeline's all out of whack. You
got-
people listening are yelling at us right now about this, but
Well,
I'll
here's
let
the
you know
thing.
that we're from the future and things changed, or we're from the past. Whatever.
Pee-wee's Big Adventure was also 1985, though, and it
Wow.
actually came out a month after Back to the Future did.
Mhm.
Interesting.
It's
And
just the
also this
cultural
movie-
zeitgeist of the time was fun machinery,
and they had to film this movie 4 times because they kept casting Eric Stoltz, so they had
Right.
to like redo it all over again.
Oh, I think once it was Paul Rubens, and then he got the idea, and then he left, and he was replaced.
Are you telling me you built a time machine? Yeah, you're cut.
Marty, you have to stop jerking off in the movie theaters.
Oh yeah, that was Marty. Marty played by Fred Willard for a moment.
I'm building up to it. One day I will, though.
Here's a question. I mean, we get this really cool static opening. Marty comes into Doc's house. It looks like Doc is dead. By the way, it looks like
Yes.
Doc is
Yep.
dead in the bathtub. That's what's going on. 'Cause it's like-
Absolutely. The dog food all over the place, the coffee spilled everywhere. Yeah, I'm like, oh, I'm going to fucking fight. Here's the thing. He's either drowned in the tub or you're going to go to the back of this garage, look up to the rafters, and he's fucking hanging dead.
Like
no future is hanging across his fucking chest.
This dog food, by the way, is really what puts it's like problem child diarrhea in a cup. Like it's just disgusting, and
It's
just
really awful.
really wet and like lumpy.
How do they know each other? It's never mentioned.
The relationship is very bizarre, and everyone asks this, right?
Yes, I mean nobody. It's not mentioned in any of the 3 films.
Do you
right?
think
It's not
they're
like-
age gap lovers?
They could be age gap lovers. It could be a real Breaking Bad situation. You
Oh,
know what I mean? Like
right.
he's a.
Oh.
They're making
Oh.
drugs.
Wait, maybe he worked behind the counter at the Burger King,
Oh.
and Brown was coming in every day getting his Whopper and his Coca-Cola.
Oh, great. Here comes 3:15 p.m. Whopper guy again.
I need you to start working at my house.
What I was
make a couple of extra bucks.
what I thought about this time, because there's all the different ideas and yucks that you can get from how they know each
Sure.
other. But what I honestly thought about this time watching it last night was, I think to a degree, he kind of sees Doc as like a wacky, like surrogate father, because George McFly in the timeline we're introduced to him is such a fucking bungling loser
Yeah.
that no
Yeah.
one should look up to this
Yeah.
guy.
Right, so his father's such a pushover, so he finds a father in Doc Brown, and then he goes back in time, makes his father, not a pushover, like
Virile,
exactly.
billionaire, scumbag-looking fella.
Yeah.
right. So he should just not know Doc Brown anymore, right? Like, in
Well,
Here's
that's
the thing. Here's the thing that I think we got to put right out on the table. You cannot start overthinking this movie. Yeah, because the second you do, the whole thing
Well,
collapses around you.
I will not think about the science. because I know that's a trap.
Yeah.
Everything else I have to think
But
about.
yeah,
It's
the
just
timeline
there.
stuff. Like, also, why would they have the same house if
Yes,
they
of
were billionaires
course.
in
Of
the
course.
same neighborhood?
Yes.
Yes.
Now, we don't know, though, whether or not the condition entirely of Lion Estates is such that it's like acceptable for them to live in.
That makes sense.
In the beginning of the film, when Marty gets home, there's like graffiti everywhere. It's a real garbage dump. But maybe George McFly started like a homeowners association within the neighborhood.
Right. Because he's now the inventor of Darth Vader. So the entire neighborhood's been enriched by.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Well, and I mean, even before something I didn't pick up at all was how gross the town is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's not even just that there's an adult bookstore on Main Street.
Right.
That I can get over. That's just fine. It's that there's a Lou's aerobic studio.
Yeah.
Oh, right, dude. Yeah, absolutely.
It went from a cafe to Lou kept it up, but it's an aerobics studio.
Well, Lou knew what was up, dude.
I guess yeah.
Diners are out. Aerobics is in.
Is aerobics bad?
We're getting killer workouts in, my friend.
Oh.
It just seems weird because everything else is like an adult movie theater, Find Jesus, XX bookstore,
And then the
a
aerobics.
Texaco, and then the aerobics studio owned by Lou.
It's probably at this point Lou Jr.
Okay.
I got because Lou in 1955, that guy's already like 68 years old.
Yeah, smoking 3-packs a day. It could be Luann, his daughter,
Oh, maybe. Yeah. Okay.
and just carrying on the Lou name. Yeah, so we go into Doc Brown is not dead in his bathtub or hanging in the rafters. Marty is. It's also this
I
weird.
tried
thing-
to hang myself in the bathtub, hit my head, and I drew this.
Yeah, dude, what a gift, by the way. A failed suicide attempt turns into inventing time
Hanging
travel.
a clock. No, he's just saying that because there's a kid. He's talking to a kid.
No,
He's-
you know what it was, dude? I was hanging a clock. He was wearing a huge Flava Flav clock around his neck.
That's the news.
The weird thing about this movie, or like
He calls his own house.
You see this? What's that?
I was just going to say, he calls his own house.
Oh, that's a really good point.
when school is supposed to be in session.
Right.
What the fuck is that?
Well, because he probably knows that, like, Marty likes to skip school and go play guitar in the garage.
Yeah.
I guess.
In his shit house.
Because he says to him, by the way, Marty, don't hook up to the amplifier.
Because yeah, that's what they're doing. But also the weird thing is like this world in which people, I don't know, like you'll see this on TV a bunch, like where people's kids who go to high school, their day starts at like 6 o'clock in the morning. They do stuff before they go to school. Like,
Dude, this is a big problem on the show Friends.
Yes.
Sometimes it happens on Seinfeld, just thinking 90s sitcoms about this. The people who see each other before they go to work. What? Are you fucking
right.
kidding me? Like in Friends, they're always going over to Rachel and Monica's house to have breakfast before work. I'd be like, get the fuck out of here, Ross.
I couldn't imagine.
I'm 7:30.
I'm barely alive. Get out of here.
I don't eat breakfast before work. I don't have time.
No,
I don't
what
have time to
talking
eat
about?
breakfast alone.
I'm not going to go over to Andrew's house and be like, hey man, how's it going?
It's almost
Welcome
the
to 7 o'clock in the morning.
Dude, I wouldn't open the door, first of all. I'd be like, Steve, unless it's an emergency, you can't come in.
That's the right answer.
But it's the same thing when I see people like on the bus or on the train going to work and they're on the fucking phone.
Yeah.
Who are you talking to? It's 8 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, those are just psychos.
I don't want
Don't worry about those
I don't want a
people.
phone call from anyone until 3 p.m. for any reason.
I don't
agree.
want a phone call from anyone, period.
Good one.
That's right. I don't need to hear your voice unless it is a fucking huge emergency.
Leave a message.
So he's like, hey, Doc, are you telling me you're dead? You're bad. No, Marty, I'm alive. I gotta, so he's telling Einstein's okay. It's like he's like kidnapped his own dog, kind of, in a weird way.
For now, Einie lives. But if you don't get down here at 1:15 tonight, this dog's gonna burn.
Well, the dog is his test subject.
That's
so-
right. Oh, because he couldn't afford lab rats.
Mm-hmm. That's when we get, are you telling me it's 820? He does obviously the famous like guitar amp.
Love it.
The world's tiniest guitar.
I love that guitar, dude. It's just this. It feels like something fucking Jimmy Buffett would play.
I think Elvis Costello had guitars like that.
Did he?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So he blows that amp. Hilarious scene. So yeah, Doc says I need to meet me in the parking lot of Twin Pines Mall at 1:15 a.m. Now, question about this.
Sure.
When we eventually get there, Doc is in this huge truck. It says like, I wrote it down because it was the first time I actually noticed it. It says Dr. E. Brown
Yep.
Enterprises, 24 hours scientific services,
Whoa.
which is, I guess, kind of like an unused slogan for Ghostbusters.
Yes.
But is Doc, here's my question. Like, the mall's clearly open for business that day. It's 1985. We got to be making money.
Yeah.
Is Doc just hiding in this van the whole day? Or is he going into Twin Pines Mall? Is he hanging out at the food court?
Well, he's repairing refrigerators.
He's got to be driving around in this thing because how else is anybody going to know about this shit?
Yeah. I mean, I think
24 and like also this is all family money. Give me a break. Like he's ever getting called at 1 a.m. I have a science emergency.
Well, I think he spent all that family money on the DeLorean and then plutonium.
yes, that was
Right.
probably
no, that's
the
a
big
different
one.
story. That's,
Oh, yeah, that was a
that's
trade.
seedy story we're gonna figure out.
Okay.
We got to get there. He goes to high school. You know, we get some good. We get the power of love kicks right in.
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
Some skitching, doing some skitching.
Lots of skitching.
Doing
Oh,
lots
it's
of
awesome,
kitchen.
dude. I believe, did I recall this correctly? The dude in the Mountain Dew hat who's driving that Jeep is indeed Bob Gale.
Oh, is it really?
I think it's a little Bob cameo.
Little
that
Bob?
makes
Little Bob. Big Bob make movie about American simpleton.
So yes,
Why is, by the way, what was Michael J. Fox's war on teenagers living through the 1980s? He's like, in every movie, he's doing these incredibly dangerous car stunts. In this, it's skitching, which is incredibly dangerous.
Absolutely.
In fucking Teen Wolf, we're surfing on top of cars. Hey, kids, Teen Wolf does it.
if Teen Wolf jumped off a bridge, would you? Yes.
Yeah, the secret of my success. I'm gonna fucking lay under a car. I'm gonna do that thing in that movie, The Program, and lay down in the highway.
I mean, the population was getting bad at that point, Steve.
Yeah.
We had to hack them down somehow.
So we are introduced to Jennifer. Jennifer Parker, played in this movie by Claudia Wells, replaced by Elizabeth Shue for the other two movies. And we're told that Principal Strickland is looking for him. And it's 3 tardies in a row, which I think means he'll be hanged.
Well, you know why Strickland's really pissed.
He's horny.
Well, that too. But bigger thing is that fucking Marty's hanging out at Brown's house. He's bringing lice into his school. He's just been fucking hanging out there. He's filthy as shit.
Well, Strickland has a problem with Doc, right? Because he says he's still hanging out with Doc Emmett Brown.
And he caused an infestation in his premises.
Called him a
That kid
nutcase.
smells like dog food.
Called him a nutcase.
Yeah.
Right.
And we do see him also hanging out in the 1950s school.
Yes.
Maybe that's where the beef started. Like
Oh.
Doc, after Marty left, like Doc just kept going back to the school.
Do you? Well, no, I was going to say,
Find another young companion.
do you think that Strickland and Doc Brown were like high school?
Like
in high school at the same time?
Yes, definitely.
Which is also fucking sad as shit, dude. If Strickland went to Hill Valley High School,
You would almost have to if you worked at Hill Valley High School, right?
right?
But the way they Strickland must have been in kindergartner when Lincoln got shot. Like the way they have him in this movie.
Yeah, he's
wait. Do you think that Doc Brown went back to Lincoln times and took him to the future?
Oh, maybe he took Strickland out.
Yeah,
Maybe that's his
him to the
first move.
present.
I will say this guy has an illustrious career playing the same character for the entire time.
Absolutely.
Most famously in Serpico, he's the guy that breaks up. They're like, this Serpico just tries to go to the bathroom, and this guy's like, "Hey, Serpico, there's a naked lady across the way." And the guy and Serpico looks at it, he's like, "Whatever, man." Then some sort of scuffle happens. Strickland comes in and he's like, "What the hell were you two doing in the bathroom?"
Oh, right.
James Tolkan is this gentleman's
Yes.
name, obviously.
Now, this is
Still
great.
alive. That's a shocker.
Wow, good for him.
Of course he is.
No, I would have guessed, dude, that James Tolkan didn't live to see 9/11. So we totally skip like an entire day of school, and Marty has an audition
Yes.
with his band, the Pinheads, which I always thought was terrible.
I told you we should have done 50s covers.
We have such wonderful music to play you.
This next track is called Bloodletting. So
Butterball on bass.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
definitely. Okay, let's go through the instruments. Who would be percussion?
percussion?
Is that a word?
Yes.
That's like drumming.
Just say drumming.
Is that CD Man, maybe?
Oh no, he's the dude. No,
I
he's
think
producing the records, dude.
Okay.
He's in the studio.
Chatterer on keys.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, because his teeth look like little tickling the
Yeah.
ivories.
Yep, yep,
Pinhead
yep.
is definitely like a very intimidating and cool bass player.
Absolutely, wearing sunglasses nonstop.
Wait, so this band is 2 bass players now.
Well, who's the bass? Oh,
Butterball.
Butterball's on bass. I apologize.
Oh,
Maybe
fuck.
Pinhead's rhythm guitar.
Oh yeah, totally.
And I think Smoker's got the gong.
Oh no, you know what? There's 2 drummers. It's Butterball and the other guy because they're like Slipknot with 2
Oh,
drummers.
definitely.
I was gonna say the Grateful Dead, but yeah, Slipknot's more appropriate.
Slipknot's probably the most Cenobite-esque band.
Yeah.
That's, yeah.
If you
coming
ask them,
close.
they are.
I bet you at one point there was some like Slipknot Halloween show where they all dressed up like Cenobites.
I would put money on it.
Yeah.
I would absolutely.
Oh,
put
and they
money
call
on it.
themselves the Ceno Band.
Oh, the Ceno band.
Is
I-
that bad?
I was into Slipknot in the
Really?
the late
You're
90s.
That's the first
joking.
record.
No, the first album.
See,
was,
all new metal, I'm just like, okay, yeah, all right, I'll dip my toe in. That's fine. But Slipknot, I was always like, whoa.
Does Slipknot
Whoa.
qualify as new metal?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
There's no rap, but there is some like what do you call it there? Like
Scratching?
some scratching going on there.
I don't think I've ever fucking heard a Slipknot song.
But
I
will
would
say-
really love to keep it that
it's-
way.
it
I
sounds
never
like
saw
a-
them live because of the smell.
Yeah.
Or what I assume the smell is.
Well, if you want to hear a Slipknot song, just imagine a garbage truck crashing into a brick wall.
Got it.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, my God.
That's not incorrect.
No,
That's
find
about
a
right.
find a fucking melody. Anything.
I just have this image of you now, like as a producer in the 70s, yelling at Dionne Warwick or fucking Michael Jackson.
Better
Find a fucking
timeline.
melody.
Better timeline.
But no, yes, it's the Pinheads. I always wonder who this band actually is, or his buddies. Like he doesn't talk to them. He fucking goes to the. He's got.
Yep.
You got to
Right.
go out with your pals
You
after you guys
think
are
these
rejected.
would be characters in the movie in some regard.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's like, but I feel like the Pinheads and also his reference to going to the lake with the guys.
Yes.
That's why I don't think it holds up the theory that Doc is Marty's only friend. Marty clearly has
Yeah.
friends.
Right.
So it's not that. But
He's
the
like,
Pinheads.
oh, you know what? Maybe Marty is a figment of Doc Brown's imagination.
Ooh, I like it.
Oh,
sort of
shit.
like that Ferris Bueller theory about
Oh, with
Cameron
Cameron?
imagining Ferris, because Marty's like the coolest dude ever.
Right.
He's got this gnarly girlfriend and he's in a band, and it's like
Totally.
everything that Doc always wanted for himself, but he never had.
So is he imagining Huey Lewis as well? Or
sure.
Well,
Okay.
I think Huey Lewis playing this like teacher who's on the committee to select the bands.
Mm.
I think that guy is actually just Huey Lewis, and he's like, the Pinheads are fucking stealing my song.
You're too loud and write your own fucking songs.
Exactly. I didn't look up the names or whatever, but I wanted to cross-reference to see if these dudes may have been members of the News.
they might have been.
Because I don't know. They do look hilariously much older than Michael J. Fox.
And in Marty's room, he's got himself a fucking sports poster. Obviously,
That's true.
God damn, that's a great album.
Good album.
I don't care what anybody says.
Do you
It's a
think
great
you ever
album.
asked that school administrator, like, oh, you ever noticed you look kind of like, you look like Huey Lewis?
You look like Huey Lewis if he was a fucking huge loser.
well, no, it's like a Clark Kent thing. He takes the glasses off and he turns into Huey
shit.
Lewis.
Like if there's an
That's right.
emergency that needs rocking out.
That
Somebody-
needs, like light to fun music to be played.
Exactly.
Somebody plays the bass line for Bad is Bad, and all of a sudden he just shakes it off. And
But yeah, like he blows this audition, too darn loud. He does not hang out to console the Pinheads. He's like, I'm gonna go out with my girlfriend. Like
I
a
think
fucking
he-
prima donna.
Got
Dude, I
it
think
all.
he goes solo that afternoon.
Oh wow, he breaks the whole thing off.
Getting
huh?
ready for his demo, McFly.
well, but also I'm on Huey Lewis's side here. No kids is gonna dance to this Eddie Van Halen horse shit.
I guess
well,
that's
because
fair.
he starts with the flourishes, you know, he's
Yeah.
doing like the wow, 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 wow.
Yeah.
Like just play the tune.
Can
don't
you
don't
sing?
showboat. You
Can
know?
anyone here sing? How about that? I'll be the one in back to ask it.
Here's the other thing, school selection committee. It's 1985. Cassettes exist. Hire a DJ. None of this
Yeah.
fucking live band horseshit.
I thought
Well,
it
I
was
guess
a
it's a battle of the bands.
That's what I thought. It's a
right?
battle of
Yeah.
the bands, so the bands have to battle.
I thought they were auditioning to play the dance.
Yes, that's
So-
what they're doing.
Yeah.
I thought battle of the band. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well,
I'm
you
going to
know,
go on record, and Lord knows we'll get corrected on the internet one way or another.
Mm-hmm.
I was pretty sure it was auditioning to play the dance.
Because
Because he gets to play the dance at the end of the
Yeah,
movie.
that's true.
yeah, the battle of the bands, it would make more sense for them to play like this.
Sure.
You would have other bands there, wouldn't you?
I don't know if you got a school, like how long is the Battle of the Bands gonna be? 4 hours? Like you got to cut it down at some point.
There definitely is another band. Like when he goes to get on stage, there's people like noodling around.
But also, isn't the point to have a huge audience to pick the band? Like it's not just supposed to be four people in a fucking room.
People go to Battle of the Band shows in high school.
Oh, you're saying the Battle of the Bands was happening like right then and there?
It would, that's. I mean, they would be selecting the people who were.
Well,
going
let me
to
tell
battle.
you,
choose
one
your
time-
fighter.
I played a Battle of the Bands in high school. But it was through like 3 different schools. So my school
so that was like a championship.
sort of like you had auditions. Like the school picked whatever it was, like 3 acts.
Oh, cool.
To represent the school in the tri-school, whatever the fuck. So maybe it was working this way. If it was a Battle of the Bands, which it is not, he's definitely auditioning.
Well, how'd you do? Now I got to finish the story here. What are we talking?
It was the worst outcome you could expect. They called us as the winners and then immediately corrected themselves and we lost. Not even joking, dude.
Wow.
Did the other band go on to like great things?
No, not at all.
So did you take?
You're all right.
You took silver.
We took silver.
Oh,
yes.
nice.
Yeah, no.
You La La landed.
Yeah.
But so we get into like some Marty's. Oh yeah, Justin Hurwitz, a very young Justin Hurwitz, had the wrong envelope.
This is a mistake. It was not a joke. Andrew's a loser.
Moonlight, it's you. Fuck you, Warren Beatty.
No, the band.
Fuck you, Warren Beatty.
No, the band. Andrew is a loser. They won. That's what we're ready to go.
But yeah, so we get a little bit of insight into Marty's really fragile psychology here. Like he is ready to fucking give it all up.
Dude, you're a fucking son of George McFly, though. What do you expect this kid to think like?
I mean, look, I'm gonna say you are 5'3.5", and you've got a girlfriend in high school. Just fucking, you're doing all right, pal.
Shoot for the stars, man. You're already halfway there.
You're tiny little Marty McFly. You're dating Claudia Wells, Jennifer Parker. Look out. That's fine.
You're rebelling fine against your loser father. This is like he's halfway cool.
He's got the awesome fucking like thin
Suspenders there.
Suspenders. Yeah. I like those.
He does do an asshole move here, though. He's walking into the park with her, and 2 jazzercise chicks pass him.
Oh yeah,
and he just fucking does it, and like
Just
looks
turns
behind
his
him
head,
like
yeah.
woohoo.
She fucking immediately pulls his face the other way, though. Like, fuck you, you little turd. You little fucking teenage turd. Fuck you. Look at me. I'm fucking Jennifer Parker, God damn it.
That could have been like a 1985 meme.
Oh yeah.
Boy, I'm tired of that.
Oh yeah.
Can we please retire that one?
Of course, we should.
You know,
Let's do
every
it.
3 months there's one. I'm like, you got me back. I'm
true.
that guy.
Yeah.
But for every one that's like, oh, I'm back into it, there's like 9 that I'm like, I don't understand this one. So Jennifer Parker says, hey, man, it's all right. We're going to go up to the lake and get fucking. Don't even worry about it.
We get some very important literature about the clock tower.
Oh, clock tower lady, of course. He shuts her up real quick. Here you go, lady. Here's a quarter. I'm trying to get laid here.
Well, they're about to make out. This is like, save the clock tower. It's like,
Yeah.
get the fuck out of here.
Bad judgment on that lady's part. They're right there. They're about to win Kiss Chick.
I don't want to save the clock tower anymore. I want it to burn to the ground.
It's like, you know what, lady? There was fucking $10 in it for you until you came up and ruined this makeout set.
$10.
I was feeling good. I was feeling great. And then you come around and fuck up my shit.
Also, awkward move here. They do start kissing after Clock Tower Lady leaves. Oop, Mr. Parker pulls up in that station wagon.
He seems actually pretty cool with it. Like he's not shaking his fist or nothing.
I thought
You
for
get a-
sure. Didn't he have a
You
look?
get
He had
a
look.
hell of a bark.
yeah.
There's a Jennifer. Yeah.
Jennifer, get over here, goddammit. Come on. We're going to your fucking grandmother's.
Sounds like he sings for Slipknot.
This was a thing I like. This is a movie about an old man who turns a fucking shitty 80s novelty car into a time machine. And the most unbelievable part I have always thought about it is that this woman knew her grandmother's phone number.
That is hard.
Like, to this day, I see that. And she's like, he says, I'll call you tonight. She's like, okay. Oh, wait, I'll be at my grandmother's. Let me give you the number. I'm like, what in the world? You know your grandparents' phone number? Get out of here.
It is the 80s. You knew everybody's phone
That's
number. You
true.
had to
Oh,
keep that shit in
yeah.
your brain, my
I
friend.
mean, I remember memorizing everyone's anyone's phone number. Not my grandparents. Who cares? But every friend and acquaintance.
Well, no,
for
I guess-
some reason, I had their
guess-
numbers all memorized.
That's what I mean, and I
Yeah.
think it's more a reflection of my relationship with my grandparents.
I mean,
I was like, grandparents' phone number? Get the fuck out of here.
Call grandma?
Just talking.
That's mom's job.
Yeah, so what the fuck am I call? Mom calls, and then after 10 minutes, she passes me the phone for 38 seconds,
Exactly.
and then it goes back.
Mm-hmm. I'm into that game. So we
Grandparents'
get
phone
to
number.
Marty's house, right? And this
Yes.
is what we see the car that is very needed for our weekend at the lake.
Oh
This
yeah.
is, I mean, I kind of want a movie just called Weekend at the Lake, where they're just kind of getting.
There's
down.
a lot of
Totally.
pornos like that, Steve. If
Yeah,
you want
but
to
it's
go.
not
A lot of
Like-
horror movies, too.
Also that.
it's getting wet.
But the car is unfortunately being towed into the garage.
Oh no.
Or the driveway.
Ooh,
Big,
sorry.
big bump on it.
Side movie.
Yeah.
It's Marty doesn't go. The car doesn't get totaled. Marty forgets about Doc entirely. This 1:15
Nice.
meeting.
Uh-huh.
Doc gets murdered by the Libyans anyway. Marty goes to the lake, and the ghost of Doc starts to kill every one of his friends.
Because
yeah.
he's angry that now the time machine has fallen into the hands of the Libyans, who then give it to Gaddafi.
That's right, dude.
Who then Gaddafi's going back in time, and suddenly the whole world is Libya.
But that's the thing, dude. Then fucking finally, there would have been something to dig up about what went on in Benghazi.
That's right. Well, that's the new world capital.
The car has been totaled. Biff has totaled it, obviously.
Oh,
Yeah.
Thomas
Oh.
F. Wilson is Biff Tannen.
He's like 60% of the reason this movie works. I don't know why. He's just so much fun to look at.
It's such a great character. It's cinema's greatest bully.
Mm-hmm.
I like, and also, but you know what? He's a man of taste. He has the choice between a Miller Lite and a Bud Light. He goes Miller.
Yes.
I respect this shit. I respect this.
your car towed all the way to your house, and you have nothing for me but light beer. I'm just gonna do Trump for bit.
You're not bad.
Well, that fat prick famously doesn't drink, though.
I mean, I think that's only one of his many problems.
What is Biff and George's job? Wherein, like, first of all, like, I guess you bully this guy into like being your subordinate, being your bully, your nerd in high school, all
Right.
the way to being your subordinate at work.
Yes,
In this kind of a town, I have to imagine they're
it's
both.
common.
What?
I think it's common. I think this happens across these.
No, I
United
know.
States.
I was about to make a hypothesis about
Oh.
their
Professional
line
work?
of work.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would guess they're both working at like a small, no more than like 12 employee like State Farm insurance office.
Got
Yes, that sounds right.
Because we're saying reports. I need those reports.
Making the reports. Maybe they work at like a bank.
Yeah.
I
A
don't
real
know.
estate.
I guess possibly real estate. I mean, they are arguing about whose insurance is paying for what. Not that that means anything.
Sure.
But yeah, I think it's just menial office whatever.
Yes.
I love that you have to go home and watch your dad get humiliated, like
God.
on a regular basis.
Oh, man. I can't even imagine. Just you walk in, the man who you call father is just being debased by the dude who debased him in high school. Ugh.
I wonder, actually, because obviously this movie was, it was Eric Stoltz first, and then he got fired or he left the project. They parted mutually. Which
Yeah,
didn't
he
happen.
got fucking
How,
fired.
how long did that go on, by the way?
6 weeks or something like that.
Jesus.
They had a lot of this movie filmed
Oh,
with
jeez.
him.
But like, because was that why my friend there, Crispin Glover, was cast? He looks more like Eric Stoltz than he does.
Oh.
Than
Yeah,
the other way
maybe.
around.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Because the dude who plays Dave McFly
Looks like Eric
looks like Eric Stoltz, and they both then kind of look like Crispin Glover. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a good call.
Yeah, I have no
theory.
idea.
And also, the dude who plays Dave McFly, his older brother, is Jimmy Olsen
That's right.
Oh, right.
Yep.
from the
Yeah.
Superman movies and from Supergirl, previous episode.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
So
yeah.
he's working at McDonald's, by the way. Or
Yeah.
was
I
it
think,
McDonald's?
I think he's working at the BK.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
the
he's a
Burger
Burger
King,
King
right.
man.
He's working at
sorry.
Doc Brown's Burger King.
He's pledged fealty to the king.
Hey, Marty, is Doc okay? I haven't seen him in like a week.
He hasn't been getting his 3:15 p.m. Whoppers.
Hello, Dave. How's your brother? The usual, please.
Dude, I guarantee you, Doc Brown, by the way, he's one of those old guys at a Burger King or any fast food where it's like he's got the burger, but he also has the smallest size black coffee.
Oh, I like that.
And when there's a new item on the menu, he asks you what it is before he orders it.
And he dips the burgers into the coffee.
Absolutely.
Oh, God.
It's the grease that really makes this coffee tick.
It's just like, oh, so Dave, yeah, your brother's doing good. How's your dad? It's like, Miss Dr. Brown, you ordered, you have to move to the left. There's people behind you. No, I know. Yeah. See what that crazy maniac Reagan is up to? Look, you got to move to the left there, Dr. Brown. Please, Dr. Brown.
Dave, may I remind you, I have no friends.
A spicy fajita sandwich. Now, what is that exactly?
Oh, God, again. Okay, it's breaded chicken. Einstein was talking to me yesterday. It's like, I don't care, man.
I don't clean my toilet at all.
Dave, I think I'm going to kill the whole town. You listening yet?
No, you can't get a Frosty here, sir.
Just move to the left, please. Yes, ma'am. I know, ma'am.
Something in this movie that is supposed to be disgusting, but I start licking my lips like a cartoon wolf every fucking time.
The dog food?
No. Although that does remind me of canned corned beef hash, which isn't half bad.
Sure.
No, dude, when fucking George McFly's pouring out all that peanut brittle.
Oh, yeah.
I love
Now,
peanut brittle.
There's apparently like a deleted scene of like a sales girl like selling it to him.
Oh,
And
really?
It's like to establish him being a pushover even more.
Oh, okay.
And I think they cut it.
Grifted.
Why? I get it.
Yeah.
He's been fucking humiliated in front of his entire family. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Don't need to line that up. And
What are they
then-
even
that's
eating?
smart.
Are they eating like white bread sandwiches for dinner and peanut brittle? It looks disgusting.
Well, peanut brittle is clearly the dessert course.
There's
Okay.
also Pepsi floating around. Yet
Lot of
again,
Pepsi.
Yet again.
some
the-
beers.
The very smart looking, by the way. Did you notice this? The old school Bud Light can.
Yeah.
Just that silver. Fuck this blue can shit with year round a fucking picture of a football
Is,
on it.
does that one, is it America Light now, or is it just Bud Light?
I don't think that happened.
What's
Did
America
they?
Light?
Did they do that?
Did they? I don't know.
When Budweiser was like, we're changing Bud Heavy to America.
Oh, really? I don't remember that.
Because then
You
fucking
can get a can of America.
Speaking of drinking, his mom's an alcoholic. She's having like
Right.
2 or 3 fucking Stolies at dinner, my friend.
absolutely
That is rough stuff.
Oh, you can see it in the face. That's what the makeup is more than the age, I think.
I think the
Yeah.
age makeup is great in this movie.
It really is.
It
On everybody.
It's funny because I was watching this on my Blu-ray. The only victims I think of high definition are Doc's neck
Yes.
and Biff's jowls a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
but everybody else, like, it kind of works out okay.
Yes.
Strickland also kind of looks a little shitty here and there.
And now in this family dynamic, I feel like the daughter's a little ill-defined.
Yes.
We never really see much of her.
Right.
She's just like, Jennifer called you.
The only thing that we get from her is that she doesn't have boyfriends in the first timeline, and in the second timeline, she has many
Well,
boyfriends.
She's considering becoming easy in the first one.
Okay, yeah.
To get more men. In the second one, they're just falling over themselves to date her.
Yeah, this is Linda McFly, played by Wendie Jo Sperber. Rest in peace. She has passed away.
well,
Did she
that's-
live to see 9/11? I mean, this is like what we judge. I'm not judge, but this is what we observe now.
She did. She passed away in 2005.
So, Dave, I don't think I'm ever going to get over that Challenger.
All right, yeah.
Was that 86?
86, I think.
Oh, so
yeah.
that was a year ahead. Oh, maybe you saw it in the future.
In Back to the
Could've
Future
stopped it.
2, there's a scene where he goes in to Burger King and talks about the Challenger explosion.
Got it.
So they might usually have, white bread sandwiches, but thank the Lord, we're gonna have cake for dinner.
Oh,
'Cause-
dude. And this is, man, talk about a presumptuous dessert that blows up in your face. You think that your brother is getting out of prison,
Right.
and you have a cake with the bird flying the coop. Oh, and then he doesn't make parole. And you're just, you know what? Don't serve that cake. Throw it away.
I love this little thread. It's just like
Yep.
it's 2 jokes in a row, like in one each timeline. And I'm like, that's fucking great.
Uncle Jailbird Joey. Better
the-
get used to these bars, kid.
That was a legit laugh at it.
Oh, definitely.
Laughed in my
Absolutely.
living room. Better get used to these bars, kid.
Also, another good one is, ooh, time to change that oil, Pops.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
They are watching The Honeymooners at dinner, which is a luxury I've never afforded myself.
Explain how this is a luxury.
You're watching one of the greatest television comedies of all time, and you're also eating peanut brittle while drinking beer. What more do you need?
I mean, that's a real
You can
easy
make,
date.
Yes, you can make that happen.
Yes, it's-
New Year's is coming up.
The dream of every 72-year-old.
Here you go, baby. Let's ring in the new year with peanut brittle, the honeymooners, and Bud Light.
And a rigid bedtime of 11 p.m.
Oh, cool. A late Christmas gift. Divorce papers.
And Crispin Glover is great. And Leah Thompson's amazing in this movie.
She's
actually.
so fucking good in this movie,
Both
man.
of them are really great.
His laugh when he's watching the honeymooners. I can't even do it.
It's just
so
so
good.
sad to watch him enjoy it that much.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's like, you fucking loser.
That's the thing, dude. This is the greatest thing that will happen to George McFly this entire week.
Yeah.
He's like, oh my God, the combination of peanut brittle and the honeymooners, pretty cool.
So, Marty goes to bed. He wakes up. It's 1:15. Doc's like, you got to get my video camera.
We're doing some weird shit in a parking lot.
By the way, Dave blew me off again. Like, oh, God, I'm not responsible for this shit.
Pick up some quarter pounders.
Do you know what they did with the spicy chicken nuggets?
We are before spicy chicken nuggets, Chris.
I'm trying to imagine a
Right.
better world here.
Dude, this
Okay,
is the
but-
mid
but
80s.
I
Fast
know-
food had like 4 items.
I believe in the mid 80s they did make pizza. I don't think the
Oh.
King dabbled in it, so I don't know if
Yeah, I don't
Emmett
think
Brown
King
ever
did do that one,
partook,
yeah.
but they
McDonald's
tried,
had a pizza, right?
yeah, they tried to do pizza.
Dave, McDonald's has pizza. Are you guys going to get that over here? Dave?
One of the, I realized before we move on to the experiment and the
Sure.
rest of the film, one of the saddest parts of this movie is when it comes right after a fucking hilarious line. So it's like, Jennifer Parker called you twice,
Yeah.
and Lorraine is like, oh, I don't like that girl, Marty. Any girl that calls a boy, blah, 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 blah. The sister says, well, how am I supposed to meet anybody? Just like how I met your father. And Linda McFly says, that was so stupid. Grandpa hit him with a car. Fucking great line. Another laugh out loud moment in this scene.
Yeah.
But then right after that is Leah Thompson talk, and she's fucking staring dead ahead. And she just says, and that's when I knew I was going to spend the rest of my life with him. And the fucking look of disgust on her face, reeling back years of constant disappointment and failure.
Well, because
He's Steve Urkel laughing at the fucking honeymooners. He's not even listening.
It's just so fucking sad and great.
He goes to Twin Pines Mall. He sees Doc, and this is when we are introduced to the DeLorean and the premise of the film of Back to the Future.
Yep.
Ah.
License plate out of time. I love that Doc Brown thought ahead to get a personalized license plate for this science experiment. I think because it's twofold, right? Like either it's a time machine and it works, or if it doesn't work, he is out of time, out of resources, and it's back to the fucking
What do you
garage
mean?
to hang himself.
What do you mean time machine's too many letters? Okay.
Yes, it's out of time, officer. That's why I was doing 90.
all right, vowels out.
I love to when Doc
Tin machine.
when Doc steps out of the car right here. He's legitimately so happy to see Marty. This could very well be the greatest day of this man's life. And he's so happy that his surrogate son is ready to film it all.
Yeah.
It's very nice. I don't know what this relationship is, but sure.
I think it's father figure and lonely old scientist with 0 social skills.
And who can't afford a maid?
You shouldn't have to hire a maid if you live in a garage, dude. That's all you. You can clean fucking 15 square feet.
Clearly, he cannot.
You don't want someone around to tell you to stop huffing paint and
I guess
glue.
that's a good point.
At least Marty never gets too preachy.
They see,
Marty, come back tomorrow, Marty. You gotta come back tomorrow.
Doc's tired today, Marty. How about tomorrow?
No experiments today.
Einstein, fetch me my drink.
don't you worry about those empty pill bottles. They're just for the lady.
Actually-
that's what he's doing.
God.
Like Marty is mostly concerned about Einstein. He's like this fucking poor
Right.
dog,
Yeah.
wrapped up with this old drunk.
He
I
never
gotta-
walks it, dude. He
Exactly.
never walks
Yes,
it. 'Cause
exactly.
Where you saw that fucking diarrhea dog food, next to that, there's a pile of fucking diarrhea dog shit.
He keeps asking George and Lorraine, like, hey guys, Would it be all right if, like, one day maybe I had to bring a dog home for a weekend? Because when he inevitably has to take custody of this dog away from Doc Brown.
Oh, Einstein, he didn't feed you again.
So, of course, the big famous science experiment scene, Einstein gets in the car. I love this
He
whole
is willing
thing.
to sacrifice his own dog.
Dude is
You
in the
got
name
to.
of science, of course.
You have to.
But at the same, well, here's the
Everyone
thing.
starts with dogs, right? The Soviets shot dogs into space.
That's,
so-
I think that's what he's going off of.
yeah.
Well, if it was good enough for the Russians.
I believe in the Soviet Union, Marty.
Next, a monkey.
That's why I burned down my bourgeois house.
Oh, don't say that too loud. Insurance claims man could still be slinking around.
Marty, do you think if I shot Reagan, Jodie Foster would be impressed?
Oh, Doc. Oh, Doc. Let me take Einstein for a walk.
No, I think I should turn the camera off for this.
It'd be like Taxi Driver, Marty. You see, now Reaganism is the poorhouse, and she is the victim.
That's fine. That's fine, Doc.
And another thing about John Lennon.
Oh, Jesus. Not him.
Don't get me started on the Jews. Oh, Jesus. I'm
boy.
taking the tape
Okay.
out. Taking the tape out.
That was the Burger King talking.
Drunk on Whoppers again. I think Dave's putting something in my food.
Every time he's doing that, he's always putting stuff in your food, isn't he?
Lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions, and anti-Semitism sauce on a sesame seed bun.
Yes, it's all the sauce, Doc.
So we're doing this experiment, and I love. Here's the thing: it's a real fork in the road for Doc Brown right here. It's the famous shot of the two of them standing next to each other. Doc has the car like on remote control. It's coming at them. He says, "When this baby hits 88 miles an hour, you're going to see some serious shit." Great line.
Great line.
Here's the thing: it's one of two ways. It's either great hubris because he thinks like, fuck it, of course it's going to work. This thing's going to go back in time. This kid's going to shit his pants. Or he thinks, fuck man, if this doesn't work, at least we'll get slammed by this car at 88 miles an hour and I'll be off this plane of existence forever. Because the look that he gives Marty when Marty kind of sidesteps and then he sort of looks at him and then like Marty steps back, it's the look of like, come on, kid. Don't you want to go to hell tonight?
Suicide pact.
I left everything to Einstein.
Gonna get killed by my dog.
What a fucking horrendous turn this would be if the fucking car came back and it was just goop on the inside.
I do find it funny that you think this is the big decision of his life, not linking up with terrorists.
Yeah.
Or how about this? The
Dude, it
car.
was 1985. Terrorists were a joke,
Everybody
man.
was doing it.
They were a joke. It was just like comic relief. They're like, what are they
Exactly.
going to do? Hijack a plane and safely land it somewhere?
Carlos the what? I don't know what. No.
Okay, how about this? The dog in the car, right? They Marty and Doc get slammed, fucking pavement pizza, dead, and now it's just the rest of the movie's a trial of the dog. The dog's on trial. They're calling up the brother, and all.
Oh, because what happens is also is like the remote control breaks. So it's like this dog was clearly driving this car.
Right, yeah.
Remote control car? No, that doesn't make any sense.
Also
Dog's driving.
awesome, though, if this car came back and all of a sudden Einstein was talking.
Oh,
Well,
right.
Apparently,
hello
I was
there,
just-
Doc.
We want what you want, civilization.
I was reading about trivia. Like when people saw this movie the first time around, they didn't know this movie was a comedy, and they assumed, I guess, because of like 80s horror, that like something terrible was going to happen to this dog, which I kind of did too.
They
Like,
saw The Fly. What the fuck? Of course they opened the door. It's gonna be a mess.
Yeah, dude, animals and science experiments do not mix. Ever.
Still, whatever this is, it's still not as weird as what happens in Bingo.
I'm thinking, dude.
Oh, Bingo, the movie about the dog.
Yes.
Who
Yeah,
goes
that's
on
a-
trial for murder?
Yes, something like that, and then is almost turned into a hot dog at some point.
That's right.
I remember that movie being funny.
It is, do you?
Einstein comes back. Jesus Christ is riding shotgun.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
don't ask.
He takes the wheel.
Wow, what a weekend. Is that dog talking? Is that Jesus, by the way?
Well, that's the one thing too. He's like, Oh, where do you want to go, Marty? You want to go to, signing a Declaration of Independence, like, blah, blah.
Yeah.
The birth of Christ. It's December 25th. It's 0000. Like,
not
dude,
real.
Doc, shut up.
Yeah,
No,
that's dumb.
That's
You're
the
not-
birth of Santa Claus. That'd be something, right?
I don't know why I just imagined a fucking green and red egg hatching. Fucking Santa Claus.
because he's an alien human hybrid,
And he's holding a Coca-Cola.
yeah,
And
definitely.
BD Wong's bringing him out.
This Santa Claus will also be a super soldier.
Oh shit!
Can you
yeah.
imagine Vincent D'Onofrio dropping this Santa Claus into the middle of Afghanistan?
That'd be amazing.
He'll give
dude.
everyone gifts.
So Einstein, it's a success, and then he's like, "Well, where'd you get the? You telling me you built a time machine
Out of a DeLorean?
Yes.
Which is a great line because fuck those cheap cars.
And he's like, "Oh yeah, I got some plutonium from the Libyans. I told them I built them a bomb. I gave them a bunch of pinball parts." And he's like, "They found me." So like, my question is like, did he go to Libya? Did he go to like California for a couple of
shit.
days? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Do you think he met with Gaddafi?
he might have.
No, I guess
shit,
not.
dude.
These are just terrorists.
Yeah.
But there is at the start of the movie when all the gadgets, like when the
Yeah.
dog food's happening, the TV. There's a thing about
Yes.
the plutonium being missing from this laboratory, and it turned out to be a clerical error because the government's just covering it up that it got stolen.
Right.
Pretty cool.
It is pretty cool, man.
A lot of great attention to detail.
Absolutely. You got to look for it in this movie a little bit, including in that opening shot of all the clocks or whatever. You see the one clock that he's got, which I think is supposed to be like technically like a Harold Lloyd reference.
Yeah.
But he's hanging from the thing, just like Doc does at the end of the movie.
Oh.
So, Dave, to win the Libyans' respect, I had to kill a tourist.
Hey, Dave, do you know how hard it is to cut off a human head? It's not as quick or fun as they make it look in the movies. Long live the new flesh, Dave.
What's your order, sir?
Tried to kill her, but it just lasted so long. She kept screaming, Dave.
Hey, Dave, did you ever hear the sound of a saw going through a human neck bone? It's quite horrific.
The Libyans were laughing, Dave. Oh, the Libyans were laughing at me.
Dave, can you remind me, is Burger King the place where I have to constantly remind them I want cheese on things, or is it automatic? Either way, it's cheese. The sound of the bone.
Just move to the left, sir. Move
So
right to the left.
the Libyans find out that they were sold a bill of goods here.
How?
Exactly. Did they try to detonate it in Los Angeles or wherever? Like,
I don't know how, but they found me.
yeah,
He's going to sell it to Castor Troy, and he's going to really do a number.
yeah.
Well, that's the thing, dude. How far away is Hill Valley from L.A.?
That's a good point because also, how did they find me? He probably didn't let them know that he was from Hill Valley. He
No,
went out of
definitely.
town.
Exactly.
for
You
this.
definitely do
Right.
that.
Unless he pulled up to the meeting at a different Burger King in his fucking Dr. E. Brown Enterprises van.
man,
Yeah,
what a dumb-
probably.
Hey, Dave, how about a couple of burgers for me and my friends?
Or he pulled up in the DeLorean, dude, with the fucking customized license plate.
Or he constantly talked about Burger King, and they were just like, "Well, let's check every Burger King," and he's just there berating Dave. For,
It's not as good as the one that's directly next to my house.
No, my name is Dr. Everett Yellow. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll do for the purposes of this terrorist meetup. So
man.
it's these two stuntmen in a van.
Yeah.
I looked it up. They're both stuntmen, one of whom has passed away.
Oh, that's a shame.
did he see 9/11? Or?
That I don't know.
I'll ask his gravestone later.
That's fair enough. So they're driving this hilarious VW van, which I love. They start firing wildly. It's this whole thing. I love that Doc Brown is packing heat in this toolkit.
Oh, definitely.
He's just got this toolbox. He whips out this fucking pistol. He's ready to go down, dude.
But he is caught flat-footed. He throws his gun away and is blown away anyway. It's a pretty good fucking.
It is
He
good.
gets lit up. It's like James Caan.
Yeah.
It would only be better if earlier in the film somehow we saw Doc Brown beat somebody half to death with a garbage can top.
Well,
that would be amazing. Like some guy like accidentally takes his Burger King order.
That was my black coffee.
How am I going to read the news with that black coffee? So he's lit up. Marty, to escape the terrorists, goes back in time because I think one of the things when Doc is showing him all the features of this DeLorean, he's like, or you can go to November 15th, 1955. That's when I discovered time travel because I fell in my bathtub.
Right, November 5th, 1955.
Tried to hang myself, but I told everyone I was hanging a clock.
By the way, Eric, just so we can keep this
Yes.
theme running,
Sure.
the guy playing the Libyan who has passed away,
Yes.
he saw 9/11.
Oh, really?
He died in 2015.
Eric's
great.
got a John Doe-esque library of notebooks filled with just names of people and whether or not they died before seeing 9/11.
Exactly, because how else am I going to get, I take a suspect off the list then. If they died before 9/11, I know they didn't do it.
So he does go back in time. He gets he's now on farmland because they set that up too. I mean, this movie, this screenplay is great with the setting up and paying off. Every
Absolutely.
little bit that is said in the first 20 minutes comes back in some way, shape, or form.
Old man Peabody had a dream of breeding pine trees.
Old man Peabody, played by the crazy old grandpa from Silent Night, Deadly Night, that threatens the kid. It's such a weird scene.
He looks exactly the same in that movie.
I think
too.
it's a year later or something like that.
Does he call that kid a space bastard?
No, he does not.
Take that, mutant son of a bitch!
It's like, oh, were you good all year? Well, if you weren't, you better run, boy. You better run.
You better run through the pines.
Oh, because he knows about the Santa Claus military program.
That's right,
Yeah.
dude.
I feel like I'll do that when I'm an old man. I'll just start creeping kids out.
Oh, definitely.
Mhm.
I mean, you do now.
I was gonna say.
No, but it's not the same.
Yeah, but you'll definitely not get arrested for that.
They need the gravitas of the white beard. That's
Right.
Right.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. You'll still get arrested.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
It's kind of unbelievable. Like the DeLorean crashes into this barn, and you look like Michael J. Fox falls out of the car, and the gag is like, "There's cows right there."
Yeah.
You're not. Listen, one of those things has to be hamburger. Like a
Yeah.
car slams into this barn. Come on.
It has to light on fire. That's
Yeah.
what I'm expecting,
Like
honestly.
a flaming cow runs by the screen.
Oh fuck, dude! Yeah, just ruining old man Peabody.
You can double it up. They can use that one in Mars Attacks when they do it.
Oh shit, we're ruined. They think he's an alien because the little boy's reading a comic book.
Sure.
So he's fucking Pa Peabody starts fucking shooting, dude. Don't even worry.
Sure, my son said you're an alien. Now you're dead.
Well, to be fair, he's got, the DeLorean is like, stainless steel or whatever. It's got that look to it. And then he's wearing the hazmat suit. So it could be scary.
No, I'm sorry. He's a maniac. His kid comes up with a comic book. Dad, I think I found what it is.
Here's what's going through his,
books are real.
here's what's going through his head though, guys. It's either an alien, like the kid said, or it's somebody coming to diddle the farmer's daughter, and he's not having that either.
Or kill his pines.
Or the Pines.
Could be the Ruskies, too. It's 1955.
Oh, fuck.
I guess that's
Either
fair.
way, it's a death sentence, dude.
I
You're
guess.
on someone else's property, it's a death sentence.
It's like an airplane without wings.
But then the door should open, and he's like, "Oh, there are the wings."
My mistake.
Tiny little airplane, then. All right. They wind up going. Marty stashes the car somewhere, hikes back to Hill Valley.
He
there.
stashes it outside of Lion Estates, which is yet to be built.
That's true. That's very sad.
And then this is where there's the fucking hilarious, like the car is driving. I imagine this is like a Sunday morning on the outskirts of Hill Valley. This couple is driving out to go to whatever like mega church they attend. And he's like, can you help me? I just gotta get to, and the woman's like, no, Harold, drive.
Isn't it like Don't Stop or We'll Die? She said something insane like that.
Does she say that?
I think so.
I mean, I think it was the couple who modeled for American Gothic.
So he walks to Hill Valley. He walks to town. Mr. Sandman starts playing, of
Sure.
course. And this is like you're seeing all the different, like this is Hill Valley 1955. It's not a fucking wretched hive of scum and villainy.
I got to tell you, Marty, first things first, I get my bearings. You make your plan with Doc afterwards. But during that week, I am going to comic book stores. I'm going to bookstores. I am loading up for collectibles to sell in 1985.
So you're just doing the plot of the second movie, basically.
Pretty much, yeah.
But it's not any fucking dirty sports gambling, though.
No,
It's
yeah,
just picking up memorabilia.
Pick up some records, some first pressings.
Yep. To be fair, Biff's not really gambling. He's just collecting money.
Yeah, but you're in the world of dirty sports gambling.
That's true.
Antique dealers are very clean. It's true.
Oh yeah, those guys are right. They're the worst.
At the end of that OJ documentary, all those sports fucking memorabilia
dude,
dudes.
those guys make my fucking skin crawl.
In a movie about one of the most brutal fucking murders in American history.
Yep, that's
what
not
really
even the worst
fucking
part.
creeps me out is all those fucking disgusting Las Vegas creeps
They're
meeting up
kind
in a
of-
hotel room.
Yep.
The real villain, I think, are those guys, and OJ is kind of like the anti-hero.
Right. You're totally right.
I was mid cheesesteak and these guys put a gun on me.
Because to go back to something Steve said before, one of the reasons why when these guys are talking about all being in the same hotel room with OJ, what Steve mentioned earlier applies here too. Just picture the smell.
Oh my god! Oh yeah!
Oh my god, dude! Fucking rancid cigars, cheap cologne, body odor out the ass.
I got a bunch of Bo Jackson rookie cards. You want them? I can trade you for it.
A shaken up bottle of farts. Ready to be popped. Like you just walk in there and it's just flush.
Hey, what are you trying to pull on me? This is a fucking second printing. This is disgusting.
Oh man, ooh,
Yeah.
the world of collectibles, get me out of here. So he wanders into Lou's diner.
Sure.
Great line here about you want something, kid. He says, give me a tab. Can't start you a tab unless you order something. Give me a Pepsi free. I can't give you a Pepsi, pal. You got to pay for it.
Yeah.
So on and so forth.
And this is when he meets his dad, George McFly, also played by Crispin Glover.
Yeah.
Playing a nerd there. Is this pre or post Friday the 13th? Probably post, right?
This, I think,
is
is
1 year later.
yeah.
That
I
sounds
think
right.
you're right.
Because Friday the 13th Part 4.
Yes.
I think they went on the year, didn't they?
Yeah, 80, 81, 82.
Yeah, you might want to double check. But
Gonna
I
do
think
it.
so.
I'm
I think
gonna-
it's
I'm on
84.
But yeah, so he meets his father. This is when he also meets Biff. He gets to watch his father get humiliated 30 years
Again?
Yeah.
Well, but
Hey, McFly, you Irish bug. We're deporting you.
Irish bug is such a good line. That was a real. I'm laughing in my own living room.
I thought I wrote a little I on your lease application.
oh, so there's a poster in this for a mayoral candidate, and I was talking about this
Right.
beforehand for Red Thomas.
Re-elect Mayor Red Thomas.
Now, we don't hear much else from him as the movies go on, but
Yeah.
there is that homeless old man
Whoa.
named Red.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
And I
Buck
was wondering
Flowers.
if the times just turned and Red was out on the gutter.
Do they dress him as red?
Yeah.
Marty does at the end of the movie.
And that is Buck Flower, right?
Buck Flower from Wishmaster, among other things.
among many other things.
You fucking scurry, I'll fucking kill you. Where's my magic genie? I want to gotta have cancer.
Was he in the Corman stable? He seems like he should be, but I don't
It seems like he should be. I'm not positive.
I got to
but-
tell you though, if he is the old mayor and he's sleeping on the street, he's got some choice words for the new mayor. Is all I'm gonna say.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's why he's out in the streets.
Yeah, he doesn't appreciate Mayor Goldie Wilson.
Yeah.
By the way,
Yeah.
that Friday the 13th, the final chapter was 1984.
Yeah, right. Year before.
Okay, so yeah, he meets he sees Biff, he sees his dad get humiliated by him. He's trying to like talk up his dad because like, holy shit, it's my dad. And good, I mean, we haven't said it. Good Michael J. Fox acting in this scene of like
yeah.
being like totally shocked and like.
I love that they do. He inherited his father's, like, I'm stressed out and I'm putting my hand the same way kind of thing. Also, one of the saddest parts, again, aside from being bullied in public, which is fucking humiliating. You're fucking 17 years old. Come on. Fuck, man. He is just at a diner counter eating a bowl of cereal.
You know,
No way. No
Wait,
way.
back then, I think it was.
You think
what are you
so?
gonna order?
Yeah.
They're not serving you fucking a brioche bun, my friend. It's fucking cereal or eggs.
And it's 1955, so eggs are your fucking friend, dude.
Yeah, but we're supposed to believe he's a high school student, even though he looks like he's 35.
Age thing does not matter. I'm just saying, if you
there
go to
was-
a diner nowadays, you order a bowl of cereal, they look at you like you got two heads.
But if you're a
Sure,
17-year-old, I don't think so. I'm
Well,
like, oh,
that's
that's a baby doing a baby
And
thing.
Back in the back in the 50s, wasn't it like oh, that's a healthy way to start the day or whatever?
yeah.
The
Yeah,
road,
brand-
to,
oats and whatever else.
Yeah.
road to Wellville's happening.
Up the
Maybe a
street.
few years before, but
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a weird thing.
But the weird thing is, so like, I mean, like, you know, so much of the latter part of this movie is like, we can't fuck with the timeline, Marty, and
Right.
like, but it's weird because he's the one that puts it in Goldie's head to become mayor.
Yep.
And my question is like, obviously Goldie is destined to become mayor before he goes on the timeline. Does that actually make him not become mayor? Maybe like Goldie tries too early, gets a bad run like 3 years
yeah.
before he would have.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know. The only thing I could say is that in the second movie, the Wilson family, I believe, is doing the hover conversion.
Gotcha.
So they've left. The family has. There's no Wilson dynasty in Hill Valley. They may have had Goldie Wilson just had that one run in 1985.
Gotcha.
But by the time in 2016, when we're doing hover conversions, we're in the car
Well, it
business.
seems like one of his bigger proposals is to get rid of the clock tower, which nobody is for.
Nobody's
I mean, you know,
into.
like that's a
Yeah.
unpopular
But-
position.
I mean, I feel like Doc Brown is bullshitting through all of these time travel rules because he doesn't know what he's doing. It's his first time out.
No, Cabin, you don't need to have experience in time travel to know that that's true.
Are you sure? But once we get there, we find out that the rules he actually like abides by don't work. Like when Jennifer and Jennifer see each other in the second one,
That's
they're just
true.
like, okay, that
That-
happened.
That's true, Marty.
But he says that could happen. That's worst case scenario.
I'm not saying it's gonna happen, Marty. I'm just saying it could.
That's right.
Everything could happen.
Now, Marty, if you find yourself looking at your future self and you guys touch wieners, I don't even want to tell you what's going to happen.
What could happen? You ever see the movie Time Cop? Well, actually, go to the future. Go to 2018 and rent Time Cop on VHS.
But Doc, why can't I just go to the theater in 1994?
That's gonna take too long.
Get with it, Marty. No one saw Time Cop in the theater. That was a rental success.
So he follows his dad out. He follows his dad obviously to the street. And what was his dad doing in the street? He was looking at his mom get changed. He's a peeping Tom.
The gag is hilarious because in a few minutes earlier when we were in 1985, she says, "What was it, George? Bird watching?" And he just doesn't answer because he's wrapped up in
What, Lorraine?
what? Totally. But yeah, he's fucking totally looking at Leah Thompson taking her shirt off, and he falls out of the tree.
This is a moment where Marty McFly is again like, who's he talking to? He's just like, he's a peeping Tom.
Yeah.
Who's he talking to?
He's
indeed?
letting me know, a child watching this, what a peeping Tom is.
Yes, for sure.
This movie is what I learned what peeping Tom meant.
Yeah, that's
I
when I
am-
got
I-
my start.
Oh fuck,
I'm
dude!
kidding.
Watching Back to the Future was ground zero for you.
Yeah, it
and all
wasn't-
the perversions to come.
It wasn't until college that he got the camera with the knife at the end of it.
Excellent film, Peeping
Incredible.
Tom.
Excellent movie. I have a very vivid memory of after seeing this movie for the first time. I said to my mother, because like I was a little kid. I said to her, I was like, "What's a peeping Tom?" And she was like, "How did you learn what that is?" And I was like, "This movie we bought at McDonald's." So this is your fault.
He sees his dad is about to get hit by her father, and he pushes him out of the way. Which, oops, he can't do that because it's gonna
Right.
fuck with the timeline, my friend.
Great fucking line here from the dad. He's like, "Get out here! One of those damn kids jumped in front of the car again."
It's again that
Oh,
really
man.
gets you. How many kids is he killing?
Yeah, dude, what does the Baines basement look like?
Well,
That's
yeah,
what I want to know.
So it's a lot. It's like, is he just running down children, which is a definite possibility, probably the most likely, or is like there that many peeping toms going up that tree?
It's a good tree for peeping.
It is a good tree
Well,
for people.
one too many kids took a baseball bat to his mailbox, and now he's after revenge. He
Maybe
wants
it's
to
a
go.
Casey situation. That's what he's doing. Like
Ooh.
he's a family man, but
Oh,
he's
yeah.
killing kids on
Yes.
the side.
Yeah, the basement and the fucking backyard is just full of
crawl
bodies.
space.
Sam, come on in here and eat your dinner. This dude's down in the basement fucking cutting up bodies.
Sounds
Lorraine,
right.
Lorraine, if you ever have a kid like that, I'll kill him.
I'll eat his skin, Lorraine. I'll do it. I'll eat the flesh off his bones, Lorraine.
Now eat your supper.
I would like to hear a Sufjan Stevens song about Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Probably 20 minutes long.
It's the power of love.
He could do an album on California.
You know, that son of a bitch said he was going to do all 50 states. He did like 2.
Yeah.
I think that was a thing where he was like, let's see how many idiots fall for this.
I was one of them. I
So
love
was
that
I.
album.
So was I. I was like, 50 albums?
And that's, you know what that is? That's a trip to Hawaii you can write off.
Yeah, but the Ohio one.
So instead, Marty gets hit with the car. He gets knocked out. Wakes up. We are in Leah Thompson's bedroom. Here it comes.
It's where the movie gets real weird, man.
It's real weird. It is real weird.
It's your classic, I had the craziest dream, Mom.
Yeah.
And like it's his mom, but she's young and hot. And
Yep.
he's like, oh shit, I got a boner from my mom.
Why do you keep calling me Calvin?
Yeah.
Because
and-
it's on your underwear. Oh,
yeah,
God.
she's looking, dude.
Because she takes his pants off and she's read the labels on the underwear. Like that whole
No.
hog was taken
Yeah,
out.
you-
of
Because
the
here's the
table.
thing: pulling off pants without pulling off the underwear, dude. That's like the
tough.
fucking tablecloth
That's
and the
tough.
flowers.
No.
It's really hard. So on that first tug, you better believe it all came down.
But purple, like I did was
Mistletoe.
what? No, was there like a purple underwear craze that I was not aware of?
I don't know if it
think
was
it's
a craze.
I think it's more like to show like in the 80s we weren't wearing tighty whities, we're wearing like weird
Yes.
kind of fun underwear.
But
were
I
having
thought that was
fun.
all like leopard print and stuff like that.
Oh, Me Undies went Back to the Future.
Oh, interesting.
I agree with Steve. I think it's just to be like, look, weird purple underwear.
And like she's like freaked out. Her dad's coming, so she put your jeans on.
It's fucking great. Great line right here. He's like, "Where are my pants?" And she goes, "Over here on my hope chest,
Yeah,
where you put all your fucking wishes, dude."
I feel like I would disappear because I would just kill myself if I got an erection because my mom was like
Well,
feeling
we-
me around.
Are we confirmed that he's fully erect in this scene?
I feel like he's
No.
got something going on though.
You chubster down there a little bit, a little half mast.
Dude, I'd fucking throw myself into the Shonash Ravine. Little part 3 trivia for you.
Oh, I like that. So he gets to meet the rest of her family. We get the Uncle Jailbird Joey joke of you better get those bars, kid, which I love.
You catch who's at this dinner table, though?
What's his face from Wonder Years?
Yeah, dude, Wayne. Older brother Wayne. He's
That's
wearing a
name
fucking
I
Davy
haven't
Crockett
heard
cap.
in a long time.
Yeah, dude, Wayne. What were they?
Cooper? No, that was the girl.
Oh, I
Winnie
forget.
Kevin
Arnold.
Arnold. Wayne Arnold. Oof.
Right.
What would you do if I killed several kids? Would you stand?
I think I would die amongst them.
Another great line right here is when he's giving Marty directions to Doc's house.
Yeah.
And he goes, it's a block past Maple. And Marty goes, block past Maple? That's John F. Kennedy Drive. Great fucking, who the hell's John F. Kennedy?
Yeah.
Fucking awesome.
They're voting for Nixon in that house. No
Yeah.
matter what. I'll say that
Oh.
much.
You fucking better believe it, dude.
He says that same thing election day.
Who the fuck's John F. Kennedy?
Dude, he wasn't swayed by the fucking sweating in that TV debate. Are you kidding? He just meant that Nixon was working hard.
Yeah, he relates to that. Sweating, a man sweating like that.
So
Now we can watch Jackie Gleason while we eat. Sorry.
yeah, and we're watching The Honeymooners. There's a rerun joke. Blah blah blah. Like okay, and it's a cool bit. you know?
Also a weird, do you have a television? Well, we got 2 of them. Wow, you must be rich.
yeah, it's funny. Like the idea of having 2 televisions. I mean, it would be a huge expense.
What's a rerun?
So yeah, he gets freaked out right here. There's a fucking thigh grab. Yeah,
Yeah.
that'll make me leave the table.
Mhm.
Marty, do I know your mother? Yeah, I think maybe you do.
She's trying to fuck me at the table. So yeah,
I'm currently almost getting a hand job.
by my mother. Yeah.
Well, that's I was a little surprised not to get the gruff father immediately when she says that. Oh, he is he?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Staying in your room. I
that's right.
see.
And he can sleep in my room.
Yeah.
Thigh grab. Okay.
yeah, that's it. I'm gonna go to that wily old pervert's house. I know where I stand with that dude.
And it's fucking great comedy here from Michael J. Fox getting freaked out and like leaving the table. So he goes to Doc's house. Fucking great moment again right here. You get to see the big brown estate. I feel like I can't name a title, but I feel like this house has been featured in other movies.
Oh,
Not the
yes.
garage,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
the actual big.
So now,
whatever.
what happens here? So it burns down. Do they build the Burger King there?
No, the Burger King's on the other side.
And then
So, like, if you're facing the garage,
right,
the Burger King is like to the right.
but it's the same plot of land.
correct.
Oh, it
Interesting.
happened the night before Doc's wedding to Bianca, his then fiance, and he's like, Bianca, I got a deal from the Burger King people. We sell the house, everything's great. She's like, your father built this house, and he burns it down with Bianca inside. It's a big tragedy.
Oh my God! Yeah, it'll pay off. The insurance will pay double.
And now-
Life insurance, house insurance, big burger for me.
And now every year he goes to Bianca Brown's grave, weeps a little bit, and then on the last time, Eric comes next to him and says, "Did she see 9/11?"
What's 9/11?
All right,
Oh, perfect. She's crossed off my suspect list.
what's 9/11? I'll tell him exactly where to go. So he appears in the sky on that same day, so that it becomes like a huge UFO thing.
Oh, shit.
Right?
Wouldn't you tell him so he could prevent it?
No.
All right. Fair enough.
Go to this flight school in Florida in August. So yeah, he meets up with Doc, and Doc doesn't believe him. There's this fun bit about like Doc has this fake invention where he's trying to read people's thoughts.
This is an invention that seriously goes nowhere. And also, by the way, if you just earlier that day
Yeah.
came up with the idea for the flux capacitor, why are you still working on this mind reading helmet?
You got to finish what you started with the mind reading.
Oh, I guess that's true.
From the Naval Youth Auxiliary.
Coast Guard
Oh, excuse me.
Youth Auxiliary.
Would you jump? Hey kid, would you jump ship?
Yeah.
And yeah, so he's trying to read his mind or whatever. And it's another great. Do you know what this means?
Yeah.
This damn thing doesn't work. And it's okay. If you're from the future, who's president in 1985? Ronald Reagan, the actor. And then he goes through a cabinet, which I think is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Jerry Lewis, fucking Jane Wyman is the first lady. I'm kind of all about this.
And Jack Benny is Secretary of Treasury.
That's right.
It's a good joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, Reagan liked the joke.
Mommy, I'm being played with in a movie.
I'm being lampooned, and it's not because of my diminishing brain capacity.
Ooh,
I
big,
could get into that.
ooh, Big Bob sent us a print. Ooh, boy.
Oh shit, Kevin, do you think this was screened at the White
Oh,
House?
it would have to be, wouldn't it?
Yeah, no, he watched it in the White House. I
Oh,
believe.
did he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I guess he's not going to the multiplex. Yeah.
One for Back to the Future, please.
One.
Says the Secret Service will have to wait outside.
Why is the popcorn that big? Doesn't have to be that big.
I got lost in the bathroom.
I'll have one large, what do you call it? Oh yeah, soda.
Boys, did you see in there in the bathroom they have wind machines? What happened to a good old fashioned paper towel?
Honestly, sometimes I still ask myself that question. When you have to stick your hand in that fucking Dyson thing,
Yeah.
gross.
I enjoy it.
You enjoy
But it's fucking
it.
flicking flex everywhere.
What flex am I getting?
Because, listen, maybe you wash your hands thoroughly, but guaranteed there are people that do not.
Oh, I see.
So
what
they're
you're
just,
saying.
it's spraying shit
Gotcha.
flex everywhere.
Wait,
I'm a fucking huge
Good.
germaphobe, Steve.
Good, fuck them. I'll throw my shit all over them.
So Doc is like, you didn't do anything to fuck with the time line, right? He's like,
Right.
well, actually, and this is when we get the photo thing where Marc McClure starts to disappear, which I don't think makes a whole lot of sense.
Of course not. No.
It would go the other way if it went any way at all, or they would all disappear at the same time.
other way.
yes.
Wait, so
Marty would go first.
is he the oldest?
To be the youngest.
So the youngest would go first.
I just feel like
guess, yeah.
because the likelihood would become less that they would have more kids if they didn't have the first kid. Like,
yeah.
so I think does that
Also,
make sense to you?
let's also keep in mind that someone's now taking a photo of just the yard.
Yeah.
I've always been fascinated by this photo because they're like standing in front of a well.
Yeah.
What is this well? Where the fuck are they? Why do you have this Polaroid?
Here's what happens. Now all of them disappear if they don't get together. George doesn't score that night, so all of them disappear, and then the girl from the Ring comes out of the well.
Oh, I see.
Shit.
It's his sister, but she's now the girl from the Ring.
Yeah.
She comes out of the well.
Marty, there's a dead-looking Japanese girl coming out of the well.
He's walking all janky like.
Yes, I invented that word.
Well, he also he hooks up this fucking JVC camcorder to this 1950s TV in like 3 seconds. I'm like, what?
Dude, listen.
What outputs are we using?
Here-
What, are you kidding me?
I can't believe this because that is no less than 3 very frustrating trips to Radio Shack.
It might, I don't know, maybe a coaxial cable. I don't, the thing is, TVs didn't come very far in the 30
Yeah,
years.
there's probably no ports at all. There's probably fucking goddamn antenna.
Yeah, I think it might be possible.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
With
I
Doc
don't,
Brown, at least, he's helping you out.
yeah, luckily he's asking the assistance of a scientist. I don't think like a family just had all these wires hanging around to make this work.
So now it's like, oh, I got to go back and to the school to make sure that my dad and my mom get together, else I won't exist. Like,
Exactly right. Also, by the way, the whole
erased
thing
from existence.
That's right. You do not want to be erased from existence. They devised the whole plan of, well, you need 1.21 gigawatts of electricity. The only thing that has that is a bolt of lightning. Unfortunately, you never know where or when lightning's going to strike. Well, thankfully, he kept that fucking flyer.
How can I be so careless? It's too much.
Tom, 1.21 gigawatts is not even possible. There's also a great line here where he's like, oh, I'm sure plutonium's available in every corner store in 1985.
it's a good line.
Yeah.
What I would do is I'd go to Lou's diner and be like, hey, Lou, I'll make you a bet. 2 days, lightning's going to strike that tower.
Oh, yes, dude.
All right, Lou,
$100.
if I win this bet, you close this diner and you open it as a fucking gymnasium.
That's how they switched over into
That
health and
makes sense.
fitness.
I think that's better.
And then he's known as like a psychic, but everything after that he gets horribly wrong.
But he still volunteers to work with the police.
Yes, I think this dead girl's buried here. All right, Bo, maybe over there.
Have you looked up the tree?
Let me consult my crime-fighting dog. Well, Arnie, where's the dead girl? The ice is gonna break.
Oh, the ice is actually perfectly fine.
It's June in California.
Can you pay me still? I still get paid, right?
What's the action on finding this girl?
So
Want to wet my beak?
we go to the high school.
Want a taste?
He's very impressed that it's not a shithole.
Yeah.
Which is great. Because, also we didn't mention, but when he goes to school the first day, again, spray paint everywhere.
The word smegma is spray painted on the fucking
Yes,
wall.
that's right. Oof, what a fucking gag to throw in your PG-rated movie.
Now, what is that?
Oh, do we really
What
have
is
to
the- no, I
discuss
don't- I
fucking
don't-
smegma on the
I
air?
don't know what it is.
All right, well, how about this? When we go off the air, or actually maybe just to yourself right now, go on Wikipedia and look up smegma. I'm not explaining on the air what smegma is.
Why not?
Because it's fucking disgusting.
So? We love movies, guys. They're fucking weird.
So we have to get them.
I'm just Googling,
I
guys.
know you are. And you can feel free to read it. I'm just saying I'm not going to.
Oh, it's secretion in the folds of the skin, especially under a man's foreskin. Interesting.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking, it's just old cum.
Yes.
Okay, man, this is something else. I'm on
Smegma.net.
No, I'm on Urban Dictionary, and one of the, you know how they do it, like use it in a sentence?
Oh, you sure?
It says like, yuck, check out all the smegma under my foreskin, dude.
Hey, dude.
Posted on October 20th, 2001. So pretty soon after the event.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, that's a famous.
You know what, man? Here's the lesson I learned in the past couple weeks. You never know when life is going to take a wrong turn, so I got to get on the internet and add smegma to the Urban Dictionary.
Appreciate your smegma when you can, man.
You guys are ridiculous. It's a famous line from The Age of Innocence.
All right, so I think we did a service today because not everyone knows.
Now everyone
what
does
smegma
know.
is.
The more you know.
So yeah, we get there. We get to introduce to Biff and his gang, including Billy Zane.
Oh, I know, dude. Billy Zane. Did you guys notice the head of hair on Billy Zane?
Oh,
here?
dude, yeah, it's not.
This is from a time gone by. Yikes.
He's still got a ton of hair in Titanic too, right?
I don't know how much that's a piece, though.
Oh, I see what you're
Well,
saying.
I mean, because that's what we're talking
94, 95,
So
97.
97. So yeah, so 12 years later.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'll bet you Billy Zane's looking for a DeLorean these days.
I need a sports almanac.
A box office mojo report.
Wait, so Sniper's not going to be a hit, is what you're saying?
Is he in Sniper?
Yeah, I believe he is. Or at
Nice.
least in some of the Sniper sequels.
Wait, The Phantom isn't the biggest movie in
Yeah.
America?
What?
How?
But I ride a white horse in a purple costume.
That might be a stay tuned.
I've never seen it.
You can
actually.
take the might out of that.
Oh,
It's a piece
wow.
of shit. It's a huge piece of
Chris
shit.
Cabin laying down the hammer.
So like he and look, it's very clear that Lorraine has a huge crush on Marty.
Yes.
And she will not fall, and like George won't make a move because he's such a coward.
More George McFly humiliation here, by the way.
Oh yeah?
Because when they get to the school,
Also, boy, this is a product of 1955. You're just letting this fucking old guy wander around a high school
Yeah.
without signing in. Okay. He goes, now tell me, which one's your pop?
and fucking Michael J. Fox is like, that's him. Cut to fucking George McFly getting kicked in the ass because there's a kick me sign on him. The humiliation.
Yeah. I don't know
I
how
can't
this,
even.
I don't know how
can't
this
even
guy
imagine.
ever got laid. Like I think that was the thing. Is like he had one chance to ever lose his virginity.
This was it.
This is it, and Marty fucked it up. His own son from another timeline fucked it up.
Yeah, so has a big crush on Marty.
And like so basically that's what sort of the triangle we're going on to enlist his father's help because his father's too much of a coward. He's like he finds that his dad writes science fiction short stories. Like, oh cool, I didn't know you did anything creative. And then
Yeah.
he kind of repeats the same thing about the fear of rejection and blah blah blah, and you kind of realize that like father like son. So he goes he visits him in his bedroom at night dressed as the in the biohazard outfit, and he puts
Right.
headphones on him, and it's the Van Halen scene, and he calls
Yes.
himself Darth Vader from the planet Vulcan, by the way.
Yeah.
Which
very-
is awesome.
So basically, what he did, by the way, because he's putting this in his father's head, he's robbing the world of both Star Wars and Star Trek.
Yep.
They are now gone.
You think
Yeah.
so? Because George McFly then uses those ideas in his own story.
I think so. Like George Lucas, like,
Interesting.
oh man, oh shit.
But we're told at the end of the movie though that Biff says like, "Oh, I think it's your new book," and Lorraine says, "Oh, your first novel."
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
This is 1985.
You're right. So you probably just forgot that shit.
Oh, okay.
right?
Star Wars exists.
I think we might still be safe.
Okay.
We might be safe. But this is a huge risky move because like you're doing this to your father in the past. You don't know what's going to happen. He could become like a crazy like ancient aliens UFO
Yeah, dude.
conspiracy
Oh,
theorist or something.
Your dad is like the first founder of like InfoWars, but it's on like early internet message boards.
Oh, that's for sure. And that's why at the end, I'm pretty sure he's a Scientologist.
Oh, I like this.
Yeah, dude, you're totally right.
It is
just any-
California, dude. It's California, dude.
You can achieve anything if you just put your mind to it. That's the secret, brother.
He's also
Catch him in bed with a McFly.
now I'm gonna make a video about motion smoothing and how to turn it off.
Listen, Tom Cruise and Chris McQuarrie are doing the world a service.
Definitely.
And this Christmas, tell your Aunt Patrice that she's a fucking stupid idiot and she needs to turn that shit off.
And I think Tom Cruise is great. I don't care if he's crazy.
No, yeah, sure, he's a maniac.
He believes in a wackadoodle religion. Yeah, just like the neighbor down the street. They're all
exactly right.
wackadoodle religions, pal.
He winds up whatever. So he now enlists his dad because he threatens his dad as Darth Vader from Planet Vulcan.
It's fucking awesome because when they're talking at like at the gas station the next day, he's like, "Last night, Darth Vader came down from the planet Vulcan and told me that if I didn't ask her out, he was gonna melt my brain." And it's like the comedy in this movie is so fucking great.
It is.
When Michael J. Fox is like, "All right, let's keep all the brain melting stuff to ourselves."
he's hip, but he's also like I like Fox in this movie because he's hip, but he's not too cool to be funny. You know what I mean? Like
Totally.
it's right where it needs to be.
And it's joke after joke right here because he doesn't understand that the Coke bottle isn't just going to open. It's not a twist off.
Yeah.
George does it at the gas station right there.
And
Another
then
great move.
Then we go to Luz because he's instantly going to try to pick up Lorraine so that his brain doesn't get melted.
Sure,
Yeah,
if someone tells me my brain's going to get melted if I don't do something, you better believe I'm doing it the next morning.
Milk, chocolate.
Oh, yeah.
Slides down the bar. Classic.
And it only spills after Crispin Glover slams it down on the table.
Yeah.
Doesn't even make that huge of a mess. Pretty great. I wonder what take number that was. How much chocolate milk was flying all over this
A
set?
ton, I bet.
Lou, where's the corkscrew? Lou, the corkscrew.
Look, little Bob, we have 50 dry cows out here. The next one's got to be good.
Marty, what'd you do? Your father's been killed by Jason Voorhees.
Oh man, yeah, dude. Doc Brown in the Time Machine versus Jason Voorhees.
Yes,
like he goes
please.
back to like the 30s or whenever Jason fucking sank the 50s. When that kid die?
I think it must have been the 50s,
I
right?
think it was like, really?
Or is it the 60s?
Wait, okay, let's do the mental math here. So he was a hulking brute by
80,
the
whatever.
80s?
1980.
Like,
82.
I think it would be like early 70s, maybe.
Okay.
I don't know.
I see. All right.
In any event, you can go back in time and fix that shit.
That's right.
You
And
can
you
get,
could
get
also
those fucking counselors to pay attention.
pay attention to those counselors in New Jersey. Then you're fucking winging it. You got the hover conversion so you can fly. You're winging it over to fucking Illinois. You're going to Haddonfield in the 1960s. You're stopping that shit from going down.
Sure.
Then you go to zip up to Springwood.
Yep.
You're like, look, that guy's a pedophile. All right, he should stand trial for his crimes. Listen, vigilante justice never got anybody nothing.
I love this idea, by the way. You are not stopping that from happening. You're just stopping the brutal murder.
Well, yeah, that's where the fucking
kinda
dark magic existed.
That's true. That would stop that. But you know what? To go back to Haddonfield, I would love a scene would be like Doc Emmett Brown meet Dr. Loomis. Like that exchange.
Emmett, get your car away from there.
Pull in over here. They've got a Burger King.
Now.
It'll only take a second. It's a drive-through.
Oh, no, there's a line.
Lifeless car, like a doll's car. But Biff comes in, and it turns into a thing where he humiliates George McFly again
In front of like 40 people at this diner, dude.
And Lorraine is like, oh, she kind of expresses like, I like men that can stand up for themselves, like very specifically.
But I'm your density.
Oh, man, the density
He's
line.
like fucking it up. It's
Oh.
great.
Yeah.
It's
How about like, hey,
unfortunate.
Lorraine? How about let's go to the picture show? You know what I mean?
But also, it kind of, I don't know, maybe I'm just a hopeless romantic for
Sure.
George McFly and Lorraine Baines here. But when he finally gets out Destiny, she's kind of like, oh, that's what you meant? Oh, well,
Yeah,
now
no, she's
that you
kinda-
say that.
She's
Kinda
kind of always
feeling it.
into him.
Yeah.
But then it's fucking Biff Tannen again, cinema's greatest bully.
And she also, much like, this makes perfect sense actually. Why she's so attracted to Marty and Marty's so attracted to her? It's like that phenomenon that's explored in a very small British documentary, wherein
Called
people
incense.
people who don't know that they're related, when they meet who grow up to
No.
be sexually mature, when they meet each other, there is a weird attraction sometimes.
Oh yeah, that documentary is called Three Identical Strangers.
Wait a second. So is this little thing you watched about like people getting down by accident?
Kind of by accident, but also like not by accident, like half brothers and half whatever. They're like,
They're just having sex.
they just get in. They're like, oh wow, that's cool. You're like, it's the commonality that turns them on.
Oh,
Does this take place in Shelbyville?
Oh man, it's almost like I'm having sex with my parents. Oh, that's so cool.
I traveled back in time and had sex with my mom.
It is just amazing to me that any of this fucking cut the mustard. Like,
Yeah,
that everybody was like, it's fine. You know what? it's all fine.
Because she plays it and she, again, Leah Thompson's very good. She plays it way too horny. Like she's really, really into
but
this.
it's
kid.
like it's like a comedy of errors. You know,
Yeah,
you could see
sure,
like
true.
Cary Grant doing the Marty McFly role here a little bit.
And I like her being.
A young,
No, mother, I wasn't driving a DeLorean.
exactly.
I know my mother's looking at me in my underwear.
Mortimer Brewster going back in time.
I mean, I like her being sexually aggressive because I like the idea that.
Oh,
like-
she's running the show.
Well, yeah, but I also like the idea of like the whole point of this is just tell your kids what you did when
Yeah.
you're a parent.
Sure.
Just tell them who you were, what you did. Be honest with
in
them.
case they have to go back in time.
In case that might happen.
But yeah, like, so you're not totally shell-shocked by all this activity.
Yeah.
I also like while this movie's happening, is like Marc McClure at Burger King, like, I'm not feeling so good. And like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, dude.
his
He's
hand is
Taking
disappearing.
fries out of the fryer and his hands like missing. Like
He
what?
collapses face first into the deep fryer.
He picks up all the fries and like few of them drop through his hand.
Oh fuck! I shouldn't have got so fucked up at Rusty's last night, man. Rusty, that shit was messed up, man.
Cut to Linda. She's like at the mall. She's at like a Forever 21 or something, trying on earrings. And she's like, oh, this fits good. And then it falls right through her earlobe.
Well, at the time, it would probably be the first Claire's.
Oh yes,
The first
the
ever
inaugural
Claire.
Claire's.
Back then, the store was called New Navy. That's so terrible. Good night.
I like it.
Yeah, we kind of move on. So the plan comes on, like, you know, Doc Brown is only working on how to get Marty back to the future with the lightning bolt, and they have this really fun diorama thing.
I love this. Marty comes in after making Biff run into a bunch of fucking horse shit, which is great.
Which I love. This is the only of these
Manure.
three movies that doesn't have the stupidest line in the universe, which is "I hate manure." Like, of course, it's horse shit in your mouth, dude. Guess what? Nobody likes that.
Manure. I hate manure. I like human feces.
It's a great line here too, where Doc Brown's like, excuse the crudity of this model. I didn't have time to build it to scale or to paint it. Fucking awesome.
That's fine.
But he
Thank you,
also-
Emmett.
It catches fire through this experiment, and there's a literal bucket of oily rags. What are we talking
Jesus.
about, Doc Brown?
Because this dude just doesn't care if he dies.
Yeah.
I think this is when I was like, is that what burnt down the house? It was like his, like maybe not, you know, obviously not this instance because he grabs the fire extinguisher,
My
but
oily rag addiction.
exactly.
I was huffing ether.
I'm coming for you, Bianca.
He's just huffing shit. He's just like, got my high. And he just throws the rag.
Yeah.
And then it's just like eventually like the whole place is just a fire trap.
It's a really great Christopher Lloyd reaction here. He's just like,
And Lloyd is great in this movie, obviously.
so fucking awesome. He is such a talented actor. So this is Lorraine drops by,
Yeah.
just fucking still horned up from that fucking manure fight.
Oh my God, you bathed Biff in shit. Hey, Marty, is
Yeah.
that something you're into, bathing people in shit?
By the way, in the manure fight, he invents the skateboard everywhere.
Oh, right.
Oh, of
yes, he
course.
does.
Yeah,
Inventions.
take that, California surfers.
Yeah, Ella's skateboard is really gonna hate that.
So, like, you know, and she kind of, like, I think she invites him to the dance. And that's when
Yep.
he creates the creepiest plan anyone ever invented.
Oh, God.
But dude, he is at his wit's end.
Yeah, I guess
I don't know what else you do.
Yeah, I guess if my brother was fucking being erased from existence, I'd have to fucking think fast too.
Like, oh my God, I'm about to lose my siblings and I'm going to disappear. I guess the least I can do is make out with mom.
So the plan is he'll be the bad guy in this like little bit of stage play they're going to put on.
In this scene, Marty McFly is going to get a little handsy.
He's going to get rough with Lorraine. George is going to come in just at the right time and say, "Hey, you get your damn hands off her."
Do you think I really ought to swear?
Yes, God damn it, George, swear.
And that's going to be the plan. And like he's going to punch Marty in the stomach, and then he's going to go down, and they'll be happy ever after. Night of the dance.
Yes.
You know, things are happening here.
Things are happening here. This is a great bit of trivia about the production of this movie. Marty's like, oh, do you mind if we park for a little while?
Mhm.
Which I can't even fucking imagine saying that
To
my
your mother.
It's fucking horrifying. So she's into it.
Yeah.
So they're parking. She pulls out like a little belt of scotch or whatever it is. And she takes a swig of it. She's like, oh, swiped it from the old lady's liquor cabinet. Marty goes to take a swig, and apparently the production put real booze in the bottle.
Oh, wow.
And when he spits that out, it's because he didn't anticipate like the burn of booze and reacted in kind. And it has the great line, oh, Jesus, you smoke too? As he's throwing up in this car.
Spits the bourbon in her face, fire.
Oh, that prank didn't go well. That's what happened on the set.
Little too rough with her.
That's what happened on the set of The Crow too. It's all a big prank. Now Brandon will never expect a real bullet.
Oh, man, those crazy guys in the prop department, dude. That's why they all have Mad Dog in quotes around their name.
We love movie guys.
Actually, I think someone in this movie, it's a prop master. He's got fucking danger in his
Of
fucking
course he
name.
does. Those guys live on the edge.
But also, I'm pretty sure Lorraine is smoking at the beginning of this movie.
She is, but I guess the idea, like, he's shocked that she does it now as a
I
young
see.
innocent. I think is the idea.
It's fucking 1955. You came out of the womb smoking.
Yeah, exactly.
Mom,
true.
are you telling me that they addict you when you're young?
That's right. That's right, son.
So she tries to make out with him, and she does get some action.
Yeah, it's just. I appreciated the way this is choreographed, which is just like it's a kiss on the lips. There's no open mouth. We're not making out. She hits those lips, and you see like her eyes open. Like this is fucking weird.
Yeah.
And it's just this weird cosmic, like when I kiss you, it's like kissing my brother.
What's missing is Michael J. Fox vomiting like the fat man in the wafer in Monty Python. like you just kissed your. Oh my god! Like everywhere, everybody's getting it. The entire fucking school's covered in it.
That was
Getting it.
Meaning of life, right?
Yes,
Monty
that
Python,
one.
Meaning of Life.
But the door opens, and he thinks, "Oh, thank God, it's George." Oh no, it's Biff.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, "You cost $300 of damage to my car," which is I did the math. It's like $1 million of damage.
And who's gonna pay for it? Mexico.
Mexico is gonna pay for my car.
And then, of course, he's a rapist here.
Yes,
He,
Oh, yeah.
a full. I mean, like this is
Full on.
the biggest family comedy that centers around sexual assault that I've ever seen.
Well, I don't know if it centers around sexual assault. I
But
believe it
it
centers
turns-
around
it
time.
turns-
I believe it
It's a
centers
big,
around time travel.
well, both.
It's terrible. They lift up Michael J. Fox like a doll, like you
Oh
would.
yeah,
It's-
Billy Zane gets off a good stomach punch right here
They throw him in the trunk of this. Why do they throw him in the trunk of a car? That's
because it's
not
there.
theirs?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it's there.
Okay, and this is when we get some racism. A black gentleman's like, "Hey man, what the fuck? You throw like white dudes in my car? Like,
Yeah.
what? I don't need that shit."
It's fucking awesome. The dude's like, we don't want trouble from no reefer addicts.
Yes. Well,
Fucking
it's one of
great.
those things like it's just the one guy and that they feel all tough. They
Yeah.
call him a slur, and then all these dudes come out.
And it's awesome because these fucking musicians, man, Marvin Berry and the Starlighters or whatever it is, they are fucking hotboxing this car.
Of course you are.
It's so awesome.
You're
Oh,
26 and you're playing a fucking white high school dance. Of
Yep.
course I'm hotboxing it.
And what's awesome is like that is a thing where I'm watching this and like, whenever I was watching this 1989 or whatever,
Sure.
I'm like, oh, they're smoking cigarettes in a car. Okay. No, sir, they are hot the fuck box in this car, baby.
Bunch of reefer addicts.
Yeah. It's so awesome. By the way, also a hilarious reaction here. So George McFly is at the dance, like waiting for 9 p.m. to happen, and he's doing like some bad solo dancing. And then he looks up at the clock, and Crispin Glover does a great like mouth agape reaction to it almost being 9 p.m.
Yeah.
I've always loved the facial expression he makes right here.
So he opens the door to stop what he thinks is Marty, who's in on it, but it's Biff.
Hey, you, get your damn hands off.
And then Biff gets a hold of him here,
Yeah.
and he turns his arm, like he holds his arm behind his back,
Big time.
and he's like holding him down, and it's like, oh my god, what's gonna happen? And Lorraine is like scared, and George is about to be conked out here, but then George realizes he has another hand. And it is a great cinematic moment where you see him look at his other hand, and he's like, "Holy shit, I have another hand!"
Oh, wait
and
a
then he's
second.
like, "Wait, we can make a fist out of this hand." So he sees his other hand and he's like, shit, I'd have to jerk off with this if I let this continue. And then he spins around and he knocks Biff out. It's fantastic.
Dude, he fucking hears it from the crowd, man. He socks this guy. It's awesome. Biff spins around like 3 times, falls down, presumably dead.
Yeah, he just knocks
Biff Tannen presumed dead.
George McFly goes to prison.
Dude, it's like Con Air.
Yeah. We have determined that you are a lethal weapon, George McFly.
Can I still write my science fiction stories in prison?
Sure, George McFly, but now you have a really bad Southern accent from here on out for the rest of your days.
You got it. It's fucking great, dude. And then like Marty sees Biff like slide down, and falls down dead or whatever, and so he's got to get the musicians back. By the way, the dude Marvin Berry has cut his hand open. Of course, damn it, man, slice my hand.
Right,
Fucking great line.
to pop the trunk
Yeah.
because the keys are in here.
That's another fucking great bit of comedy. Like, where are your keys? Lorenzo, where are your keys? The keys are in here. Say that again. I said the keys are in here, which also...
But why?
Well, yeah, dude, listen, I get it, man. You were super excited to be smoking weed in this car. Put the keys in your pocket. Come on,
you
Lorenzo.
You were sitting in the driver's seat, and then you threw your keys in the trunk. I don't know.
Well, I got to put the keys where I know I won't lose them in the trunk of the
In the-
car.
This guy's
Open
smoking
trunk.
crazy shit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
Oh, he doesn't know what's going on.
Just real out there fucking Gorilla Glue shit, man.
1950s Gorilla Glue.
Get the fucking grape ape going.
So, but yeah, like he saves. After you would think like Marty can look at the picture and everybody's back. No. He's got to fucking be the person to slide it in. Like that's how far this has to go. He's like,
Help her, George. Help her.
oh god damn, what else do I have to do, God?
Oh man, that's a deleted scene I wish existed of Marty McFly screaming at the heavens. What do you want from me?
Explaining to him how to not use a condom.
All right, George, what you gotta do?
You just take a little pin and you prick it through the middle of it.
So Marty joins the band. The redheaded guy from the Children of the Corn shows up here.
Is that this guy?
Malachi or whatever.
Get
that
out of
dude's-
town.
He cuts in and he's like, "Hey, McFly, you're a loser." And like now all of a sudden,
McFly.
everyone in the fucking world wants to take violent fucking charge of Luann or whatever, of Marty
Lorraine.
McFly's wife.
Lorraine,
Lorraine, yeah.
Because they still see George McFly as this pushover.
I guess so, but no, not today. He comes in, he shoves this guy down. He's like, "I'll fucking knock everybody out."
That's it. He's high.
King Kong ain't got shit on me.
He's high on power, dude.
I need the cutscene of them like warring over control of the AV club or something before this.
Yeah, 'cause
That's
this
a
guy's
great point. This guy, this is like
Comes out of nowhere.
this is they're battle nerds together.
They
This
are
is
battle
this
nerds.
is
Screw
like
off, McFly.
you got 2 alpha nerds squaring off here. It's pretty great.
I never noticed that, but you're totally right. This guy's no cooler than George McFly.
Not at
Look
all.
at
This
him.
guy's another nerd. Look at that face.
Uglier than him for sure.
It's
Absolutely.
fucking crazy the maniacal laughing that is happening,
Yeah.
like as Marty's disappearing, and this guy's like, I'm dancing with a girl.
And I guess like the idea is like, what, she's gonna fall in love with that guy? Like, what's that future look like?
Oh man, I don't know.
Well, that's what I don't like. She's very clear. Like George, could you help me here?
Yeah, I guess so.
With the look of this dude, though, I don't know, man. Probably some fucking sets of Irish twins in this family's future. So they kiss. Marty is given strength. He can play guitar again. We cut into this is a blues riff in B. Watch me for the changes and try to keep up.
Oh no! And then we get the worst lip syncing in the world.
Oh yeah.
And do you know who did the fucking voice of this? Who sang the song that they did the lip sync of?
I heard
No.
this today. I'm shocked. You're gonna
Jack
be
Mack and the Heart Attack.
no.
Yes, from Tough Turf. What was his name?
Wow.
Mark Campbell or some shit.
I'll
He's
believe
the
you.
guy that was Jack Mack.
Right. Oh really?
So that's Jack Mack singing
That's wild.
that song.
In your
Nowhere
favorite
near.
movie.
Nowhere near enough fucking horns for this to be a Jack Mack song, by the way.
Yeah.
Well,
that-
he's playing for the audience. He's
I
in.
see.
Yeah, you can't. Go.
also, Michael J. Fox minus like 600 pizzas from Jack Mac.
But you can tell, even like the way he sings, like, "Johnny be good." Like, that's a fat guy singing. Come
know what's-
on,
you know
It
what's
doesn't
amazing?
match. It doesn't match at all. It's honestly, I love this movie top to bottom. This is one glaring part of this movie that I'm like, what are we doing here?
I think this part's too square, man. Like, this
I don't
movie,
like
this
it.
movie gets a little too square sometimes. This is as square as it gets.
What do you mean square? Like nerdy and boring?
Yeah, just like kind of like it's just a little
Cheese
cheesy.
ball.
Like,
I love this scene. Oh, I
Did
love it.
Johnny be good?
Of course, it's so
Nah.
rad.
Nah.
I just don't appreciate how all of a sudden the guitar has distortion on it.
Yeah,
Where's that fucking effects pedal? What are we doing?
and also like he robs rock and roll from African Americans, I guess.
Well,
Like, it's-
Elvis fucking did it, so it doesn't matter.
no, but he even prevents it from even happening.
All right, hey,
they stole it from a white guy. Apparently, that's
you know
what I
that
heard on
new
the internet.
sound you're looking for? Well, listen to this. So Chuck Berry is now influenced by the
Right. I think Marty McFly also was a fan of fucking cameras in bathrooms.
Oh shit! Wait. He had a big thing about that. Huh?
Chuck Berry had some toilet cams.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
What's it going to be in the 1980s remake, though? This is your sister, Mary Ronstadt.
Well, no, it would be more like, God, I don't even know. It'd be something for the. It's your brother, Todd Cobain. And that's that.
I was gonna do another one, but that Todd Cobain kind of does it all.
That's all you need.
I love though. My mother used this bad lip syncing as a moment for a PSA
Oh, really?
because like she knew what was going on right here, right? Like it's bad lip syncing. I don't think she knew it was the lead singer of Jack Mack and the Heart
No,
Share.
not.
But she clearly knew this was not Michael J. Fox, but she decided to do a parental, like, I'm going to lie to kids.
Yeah.
And I will never forget this. We were watching this movie one time, and my mom goes, "You see how horrible he sounds when he sings? That's what happens to your voice when you smoke cigarettes."
Oh, wow.
What are you talking about? Those beautiful tones I'm hearing? I want to smoke a pack right now.
Tom Waits still packs them in. Like, what are we
Come
talking
on.
about?
I love while this is all happening up on stage, I love what's going on the dance floor, which is everybody is celebrating the fall of the Tannin Empire.
Yes.
Because it's like, oh, hey, George, I heard you laid out Biff with one punch. We're free.
You killed the head vampire.
Exactly, dude. Like, they want him to run for class president now. Biff has been
Right.
defeated.
Well, whatever they do to him to get him to the state that he's in
Yeah.
at the end, it's brutal.
oh, it's a car battery to your ball sack.
It's brutal. It's brutal stuff.
It did not end at that punch. I think George McFly became the bully.
Of course
Oh,
he did.
definitely.
100%.
Yeah. And just tons of, like, sexual humiliation.
And we're not there yet, but he's still doing it. As a
Yeah.
fucking 57-year-old,
That's
he's
true.
still doing it.
That's
You know what,
true.
though? Biff Tannen had it coming.
Ah.
This dude would be humiliated to the grave.
He did, but I don't know. I would stop associating with somebody that tried to rape my wife. I would cut him out of my life.
You know,
no,
that's
I
an
would not have
interesting
waxed
note.
my car.
You're not going to give him like odd jobs around the house.
I don't-
he's going to bring in your mail for you.
Like,
They
yeah,
do-
the win is cool, sure, but then I got to look at that dude for the rest of my fucking
Yeah,
life.
No, thank you.
They do awkwardly both have a laugh about it. At
Yeah.
the end, like, oh, if it wasn't for Biff, I know, honey, we wouldn't have gotten together.
Oh, Biff's here again. I'm going to go and drink.
So he hightails it back to where Doc is. Doc, by the way, I don't know if this is the first time I ever saw this. Doc bribes a policeman in this movie.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Yes.
deleted scene.
I forget.
Is it actually a deleted
There's
scene?
a deleted scene where you see him like open the wallet up
and-
close and he takes money.
Oh,
Okay.
close. Yeah,
He's
but you
going
see
for the wallet in the background.
in the
of
background.
shot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The weather experiment.
It's like, oh, you got a permit? Oh, I think I have it right here, officer. My friend Ben Franklin gave it to me.
He also did weather experiments.
Oh, shit, I'm in jail. Marty, I fucked up. Do you know any other lightning bolts? I'm doing 5 to 10 for bribing a policeman.
Oh God, yeah, Doc goes down.
Do your best to, all right, the next 5 years, try to remember a lightning bolt.
Any other time, somebody may have been telling you about lightning bolts.
Maybe walk around in a field with the car and I don't know.
I don't know.
By the way, can I get a cake with a nail file in it?
So this whole sequence, we talked about this last week with T2, and I'm saying it here, man.
This is some pulse pounding action.
It is,
This
yes.
sequence fucking gets me every time. I have known for fucking 30 years that this man gets Back to the Future. I was watching it this afternoon on the train, and I was like, oh man, here we. And a lot of it has to do with the fucking score. This is an awesome score in this movie.
And it's a great device too, because now we have a literal ticking clock.
Right.
Yes.
The clock tower.
I was the same way. I was like, oh shit, is he not gonna? Because I always remember like him, Doc Brown putting the two things together, and then I was like, oh shit, that tree just knocked out the wire. It's like, I don't know, guys. I guess he's not gonna get Back to the Future this time.
The whole thing is so great. He's trying to relay to Doc the entire time, like, I have to tell you about the future.
He rips up the letter. Like he writes him a letter, like, hey, dude, you fucking piss off those Libyans.
Yeah.
But also, wouldn't that like totally fuck up the timeline anyway? Like, maybe he wouldn't go to the Libyans at all, and now we're in real trouble.
I thought about this today, and I think something you could say about that is like Doc wants to keep the timeline as accurate as possible until he doesn't have to.
So that's why he wears a bulletproof vest as opposed to like actually not be there.
Yeah, or like do it on a different day or whatever.
Hey, Marty, do you remember if I get shot in the face at all or what?
Is it just chest stuff? Should I buy a helmet?
Because if I get shot in the face, I am going to have to not show up that day.
Because that's the thing, by the way. If you're these fucking Libyans with this machine gun, man, you definitely have to just turn that head into hamburger.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, there's no question.
This fucking white asshole fucking made you look like a fool? No way.
Totally. Gaddafi's fucking on your ass about this shit.
It's like, where's that nuclear bomb you promised me? Like, well,
we got to go back and kill this guy in a mall parking lot. The boss is really coming down on us.
you got to bring that head back to Libya.
That's actually true. Man, getting that on a plane, huh? So the experiment goes through. Of course, Marty goes back to the future.
He does some hip zip lining to get down
Oh,
there.
He
That's fun.
definitely does.
Fantastic.
It's awesome. Which also it shows the great lengths that this man is going to save his friend. He fucking jumps off a building for him.
That's true.
Marty crashes back in 1985.
He does go back 10 minutes earlier to try
Correct.
to save
That's
Doc
right.
Brown.
What am I talking about? I got a time machine.
Why wouldn't you go back like an hour earlier? Like, 10 minutes is plenty. Like, does it cost more? Like, what are you talking about?
I'd be too paranoid I'm going to run into other Marty.
I would be too paranoid that I'd hit the wrong fucking buttons on that thing and be
Yeah,
like, oh shit,
totally.
I don't know how to fix it. I don't know how to do it. I guess I'm going to whatever, the year zero.
It's not that. I think it's more of the. I mean, we've all been through this where it's a day you're doing a show and you have to wait till the night. You got hours on hours.
yeah.
That's
And
true.
it's eating away at you.
You're totally
He
right.
doesn't want to risk it. Doesn't want to risk it. So just
Also,
10 minutes, it'll be fine.
You don't want to run into your former self because then you could, I don't know, merge together and become one giant smegma.
Ball of smegma, dude. So he goes back. He's there a little too late because he has to run. The car breaks down. Here's the thing. The Libyans kind of just like crash into this photo booth.
And explode, I guess?
But there's no explosion. So I'd be like, Doc, we got to get the fuck out of here, man. Those guys are going to wake up. And if I recall, they had a rocket launcher last week.
Also, yeah, and FYI, they're going to continue to try to kill you now that they know you're alive.
Yeah.
Marty,
exactly.
we got to finish it. Right? They should go over there and like
Oh, yeah, dude.
stomp
end
them to death or something.
Like one of these dudes, he's like reaching out his arm, like trying to figure out like getting help or something.
yeah.
Doc comes out with that fucking pistol. He's like, this time it won't jam. Fucking blast this dude in the teeth.
Or he does a fucking Tony Soprano in the last season of The Sopranos. Like, shh, shh, shh.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he just covered his mouth until he fucking goes away.
Or
Oh,
get
man.
get into his van and like start running these corpses over. Or there wouldn't be corpses yet. He'd make them corpses.
You'd be a corpse creator then.
Drop him off at the Burger King, dude.
Well, corpse creator, a scientist, and a corpse creator.
Did anybody else notice? Maybe I was hallucinating. The
Yes.
switch from it's Twin Pines Mall at the beginning,
Yes, I know.
and it's Lone Pines Mall at the end.
Yeah.
yeah. So it's a separate fucking world then.
It's a new reality. Yeah.
When Marty leaves the farm, he runs over one of the two pines.
And he's like, oh, my pine.
But isn't it so? But I thought everything had changed then.
So what? Well, maybe it's raining donuts again, Marty. but it's such a weird thing that it's like, okay, old man Peabody, this crazy old guy that was in Silent Night, Deadly Night, had this thing about breeding pine trees.
Right.
Presumably, he then later sells his land and a developer puts a mall there, and then for some fucking reason names it Twin Pines after his pine tree.
Was it
Maybe
in
that
the
was in the
contract?
agreement.
Yeah.
Okay, then he's really crazy. And then I guess he only has one left of his experiment, so he does Lone Pine. Okay.
I
And then he
he's-
murders his family, by the way, and burns the barn
definitely.
down.
I'll take half the money, but it's twin pines more. You hear me, you piece of shit? And if you see Santa Claus, you better run. I've seen aliens, you piece of shit.
I'm surprised he didn't say, no, it's going to be the aliens, Mom.
So Marty goes to a diner and like he like really starts to brutally beat these guys up. You're like, that's not the Marty McFly I know. And then like he kind of goes on. He goes to find Doc, and Doc has a different name, but like even still, like they kind of he takes them on a road trip, and then they go to where they think the McFly house is, and it's they don't live there anymore. And then Marty says, "What year is this?" And then Doc goes, "Ah!"
My name is Richard, and I'm frying guns.
Oh man. So yeah, Doc is saying, I love the fucking, what about all that talk about the time continuum? And Doc Brown's just, I figured, what the hell? Cut. That's the end of it. It's fucking great.
Yep.
Economic screenplay right here, man.
Let's move it. We get to the other house. Well, actually, Doc says he's going to go to the future in 30 years to see what's going on. He's like, hey, man, just check in on me. I should be like 47.
A huge rock star by now or something.
Oh, there's a weird like inconsistency because when I come back, I say that there's nothing wrong with you, but actually, in fact, there is something wrong with you.
Fujitsu will never find out.
So yeah, we kind of already touched on this, but he wakes up the next morning. It is a fucking 80s Reagan dreamscape in here. Everybody's doing great. We're successful as hell.
We're all yuppies.
I always wear a suit to the office.
Right.
That's Dave. He runs Burger King now.
I am the fucking Burger King.
Yet I still live at home with mom and dad.
Yeah.
What is this? Why are you having breakfast?
Because
there?
I think it's a thing where now they're living out a 90s sitcom. They're just over in the morning having breakfast before work.
That's bizarre.
It's truly bizarre, but people do it in entertainment.
I
Well,
don't know.
but isn't he? He's picking up phone calls for the sister the whole time.
Yeah.
He's
I
got
can't keep
Craig
track of
and
all your-
Greg and
Well,
all.
which one was it, Greg or Craig? Great line.
And his parents come back from playing tennis. Like, why do they have to be assholes? Is there a middle road for the McFlys? They're the saddest people in the world,
No,
or
Steve.
complete dickbags.
This is the thing, Steve. You're looking at this from a 2018 gaze. In 1985, these dudes were rad as fuck. This was
Yeah.
so awesome that they were like this.
yeah,
It's true.
It's true. Everybody loves yuppies.
That's the thing.
We're
I mean,
into
I
it.
don't think so, but-
Success and money.
Listen, it's not a thing like in other pieces of cinema where the slobs beat the snobs. No, sir. The slobs became the snobs,
Yes.
which is the ultimate fantasy.
I feel like what do you call it there? Crispin Glover had to turn down Revenge of the Nerds like 16 times. Like someone who's
Stop asking
driving
me.
I'm not gonna do it.
They had to go down to the list to Robert Carradine.
Oh yeah, dude, definitely.
He's kind of a Crispin Glover type.
Sure.
Yes.
They definitely didn't have the audacity to ask him to read for Booger.
They're fucking
All right,
bad.
I'll only do it, but I'll be Booger.
Booger's the only one we have cast. So yeah, of course, he's got the 4x4 outside. Biff brings the book in. Oh, hi, Marty. Fucking great.
Now, Biff, don't con me.
Yeah, you fucking put 2 coats of tartar wax on that, you fucking cheapskate.
There is a moment here when Marty's like, oh man, we were gonna go to the lake, but the car's totaled. Because in Marty McFly's mind, he's like, okay, every single thing has changed, but obviously the car is the constant.
Yeah.
Right. Well, he's still not entirely sure he isn't dreaming.
True.
Now, Biff, that's my friend Elron's car. It better be nice and shiny for him.
Oh yeah, no, Biff is working through C-Corps. That's why he's fucking waxing his fucking
Oh, that's
car.
what that jumpsuit he's wearing is. It's like official uniform. So
Oh,
if you-
hi, Marty. A couple more coats of wax and they'll tell me where my wife is.
Oh, it's the book. See, Marty, if you trust in Xenu, you could do anything.
Now, Biff, don't you start talking to negative people out there, Biff. They'll tell you lies.
Now, Biff, you still owe me $75,000.
Who called me? Was it Paul Haggis? Oh, it was Paul Haggis.
25-year-old Paul Hack.
Oh yeah, sexy Paul Hagen.
Was it about my e-meter readings?
So Jennifer Parker comes over. We're just about to make out when all of a sudden Doc Brown blasts back in, dressed up like a man from space himself.
Sure.
You got to come back to the future because and it's one of the greatest lines of all time. What do we become, assholes or something?
It is. It's a great line. It's a great line.
It's so great. They get in the car and man, oh man, where we're going, we don't need roads. What a fucking way to end a movie.
2015, don't need those roads.
Well, the way our fucking federal government acts, dude, it's like we don't need roads.
Oh yeah, because we're never going to pave them
Yeah,
again.
pave these things.
That's what Mitch McConnell's platform. Where we're going, we don't need roads. We won't need an environment either.
Oh my God! Finally, a Mitch McConnell impression.
It is.
I love
Fucking
it.
turtle.
Yeah, and then it's just fucking cue the Huey Lewis, man. Oh, what a way to end a
You know
film.
what? I
Great.
do like those last two lines, but I did want a bit of a call. I was wishing for a callback to
Marty, Marty, get in the car now. Get in the fucking car. Let's watch your kids. God damn it.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.
It's not your fucking kids. Of course it is. They're on the fucking phone again. You kids are fucking assholes in the future.
And this is, again, I think it just cements how much Doc cares for Marty because it's like he's going to upend everything for this mission to save this kid's family.
Which also, like, they're making their own fucking choices in that second movie. That's not like
They're wearing their pockets on the outside.
What's with that hat?
why doesn't he get Marty to not talk to fucking Needles and Fujitsu and fucking really do the right thing?
Well, the one thing we should say is that second movie was nowhere near written. It was never written. It was never intended to be a sequel. This is a gag. It's a joke.
Yeah, it's a fun way to end a movie. I
Yes,
think.
for sure. The second movie is good but not great. It's just each one is a step down. I think the third one's like 2 to 3 steps down from the second one.
Absolutely. I think the thing about the second movie that I really love is like I like all the future stuff. It's fun. Now that we've passed that year, it's like, ha ha ha, how quaint. Look at all these ideas. But I more enjoy, as cool as the future stuff is, that the larger portion of that movie is a sequel living inside the first film.
That's what's great.
It's a
about
really
it.
cool idea.
It really is.
I also like the idea of Biff becoming an actual menacing villain, which he isn't. Like Thomas F. Wilson is great in that sequel.
Yes, big
and
time.
like I remember as a kid him on the two things, him finding the grave of George McFly. I was like, that is fucking haunting.
Yeah, he fucking murdered his father.
And
in
then
that
in the
movie.
top when the red light is like, 2 McFlys,
The same God.
Yes, that's a great line.
And then, of course, ooh la la, ooh la la.
Yes, I do love that a large plot point in that movie is looking at pornographic magazines, which is fucking phenomenal.
But Biff is a big villain in the 50s, even more so in that sequel than this one almost. You know, there's all those sequences like in the tunnel with the car, like he's gonna run people over and shit.
Yeah, he's gonna do that. He's menacing with children. He fucking throws the kid's ball up.
Yeah, I will say Thomas Wilson.
I'll be home when I get home.
He's screaming at his grandmother.
All right, you're right. All right, I'm not saying that it's a bad movie by
No,
any
it's
stretch of the
good.
imagination. It's just it's
But
It's just not the first
I
one.
think the third one is like you could keep it, in my opinion.
Yes, you can totally
I'm
keep
fine with it. I'm fine with it. It's nowhere. It doesn't come near 1 or 2 for me.
It's just weird that it's a movie that decides to like the first sequel is a movie that lives inside the original film, which is a cool idea. This second sequel, the third film, is a movie transplanting itself into another genre of film, which I don't think it works.
Well, it's something, and it's only this year that it's been broken. Modern Western comedies, not working for you for the most part.
Yeah.
8 Million Ways to Die in the West. Who saw it? Nobody.
Yeah, that's terrible.
But Ballad of Buster Scruggs is hilarious.
Hey,
Amazing.
Bob, I got one request for the third movie. Can I get laid at all? Is there like any woman that might want to have sex with me?
that
Mary
was
Jane
Christopher
Virgin sounds
Lloyd's
great.
Christopher Lloyd's first on-screen kiss.
Oh, real? Wow, that sucks.
Well, the Reverend Jim wasn't making.
I
out
mean,
with
like,
people,
come on, he's
man.
not a
Well, maybe
fucking
he should.
monster.
There's
He's
the
been acting
role-
for like 30 years.
But the role just never came along. He
Yeah.
never had a romance. He's not making out with Danny DeVito in Cuckoo's
But
Nest.
don't worry, once Uncle Fester comes along, that dude fucks.
Oh, dude, Fester fucks. Fester fucks
Fucking-
hard.
That dude's all smegma.
he
Yeah, he is made of his smegma.
Christopher
entirely.
Lloyd had pitched or like wanted a fourth movie where Marty and Doc go back to ancient Rome.
Oh, really?
No.
Yeah. That's
No.
not great.
We gotta stop. It's the Ides of March, Marty.
Doc, I went to public school. I don't know what that means.
Oh fuck, dude!
They stopped Caesar.
Biff is Brutus in
Oh
this,
yes,
right?
absolutely.
Oh, and then yeah, of course, Brutus Tannen.
He's the only fucking Roman with a last name.
That's the thing. I think like because the Old West is probably about as far back as you can go and still have like family lineage out west. You know what I mean?
You don't think
Yeah.
it's going to be like Tanninus?
Hell yeah.
Taninus.
Oh,
Oh, look
I
out
like
for
that.
fucking Tannis Maximus.
What do you mean you don't want to do the Rome idea? All right, fine. I'll just cuck Tenet dancing.
Fine, I'll just act in this ride video. Oh, that ride sucked, by the way. As a massive fan
Yeah.
of these movies, that ride fucking
Oh.
sucked.
I never took it.
That-
you didn't miss a goddamn
The
thing.
Back to the Future ride.
Yeah, Universal Studios.
Okay, yeah.
It no longer exists. I think you can watch the video of it on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
It sucked. It was one of those like you're in a fucking minivan on hydraulic lifts and it's just a screen. It sucked.
Yeah, I think I took that once. It's very annoying.
Yes, those rides were because the Star Wars ride was the same way.
You're gonna have to help me, kids. It's
Yep.
like, no.
You gotta go chase Biff. No, fuck you. You invented the time machine, asshole.
He's your villain, not mine.
The only thing I do like about that third movie, I mean, listen, I like it. You
Sure.
know, I don't revisit it often, really. The last time I watched it, was when I got the Blu-rays. We did like all three in a row.
That was it. I did that like 5 years ago. It was a good hangover day. It was
Oh
like-
yeah, these movies like just back to back to back like that.
Yeah.
Beautiful thing for a hangover. I love though the destruction of the DeLorean and then the train time machine.
Yeah.
I just think it's cool.
It's
a
fun.
flying train, man. That's rad.
Also shot in the back over $80. It's fun.
Oh, that's right. Oh, right.
It's got its moments.
Yeah, you got ZZ Top playing at the little gathering.
Run
Yeah.
for fun.
Also, though, we're talking about Doc Brown boozing or whatever, where he famously doesn't drink. In,
right.
in that third movie, he passes out. Gotta get the wake up juice. So that is Back to the Future. Does it hold up, and how often do you revisit?
It certainly holds up. I mean, I think that this movie only has like 33 effect shots or something like that. I read, which is
Wow.
which is about right. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, it shouldn't be like a visual feast for the eyes. Like the stuff, it kind of bookends the movie, and it's super fun to look at and really cool. It's like
Right.
very striking and interesting looking, but it's really just a comedy about like, you know, a weird sex comedy around my mom. Like,
Right.
and then like the next year, Peggy Sue Got Married just ripped this movie right off.
It absolutely did. Oof.
But
But
I-
I still like that movie, but Jesus Christ.
I've seen it like I'm like every 4 years with this movie. I like it a lot.
Mhm.
I really, it's one of the, you know, it's what I think of when I think of Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd, who both had great careers.
Yeah.
That's what you think of. But yeah, that's about 4 years.
I always think of like Mike.
No, Life with Mikey.
Life
is
with
what you
Mikey.
mean.
Oh,
Sorry.
like Mike has Crispin Glover though.
Yes.
Oh, does it really?
Yeah.
And Bow Wow.
yes.
Damn
both.
right it does.
This holds up great. I mean, the rape and the racial slurs aside.
Yeah, sure.
Other than that, I think it's a great, and I watch it probably about once every 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
You can go back and forth. I will actually take a Back to the Future 2 as I rewatched Back to the Future.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
fair.
yeah.
You're covering the
Yeah,
bases.
I'm just like I did it. So yeah, it will hit off and on, but yeah, once every 2 years about.
Yeah, I think it absolutely holds up. Obviously, I'm agreeing with everyone, but I think I'm with Cabin every 2 years, probably maybe 3 here and there.
Mhm.
But it's it's always a fucking good time. I have vivid memories
oh yeah.
of a summer day watching this in my childhood
yeah,
home,
dude.
like walking down the stairs, being like, "No, don't got school today. What's this? Back to the Future's on television." Well, the day is settled.
Settled it up, dude. Exactly.
So it's a lot of fun memories with this movie, and it's great to revisit it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very much in the boat. We definitely just 100% cold purchase bought that VHS from McDonald's, and I will say it
Not
sounds
Burger King.
not Burger King. No, it was what I talked about with fucking Robin Hood, that slew of VHS tapes that you could buy at McDonald's. It'll sound fucking stupid as shit. Maybe it is a little stupid as shit, but this is a movie I said is my favorite movie, and it's my favorite movie because this is the movie that I could remember watching and like literally like falling in love with the movie.
Sure.
Like this was the movie where I was like, oh, movie magic like came over me the first few times I saw this movie. And I revisit it probably like once a year.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that because our Patreon episode this month on Star Wars A New Hope was that movie for me.
Right.
And you can get that full-length episode available right now. It's almost 3 hours long.
It's like 2 hours and 51 minutes.
on patreon.com/we hate movies.
We're not doing an episode on it, but I feel like I should share. For me, it was Salo.
You're like, wow, they're cutting those kids' tongues out and making them eat shit. The movies are magic.
How did they do it?
Well, you know, let us know on Twitter, by the way. Follow us at WHM Podcast on Twitter, and maybe we will do this next December, and we can cover Chris's favorite
Salo,
film,
Everybody,
Salo.
everybody knows we could do a good dissection in that one.
That is Back to the Future of 1985, directed by Big Bob Zemeckis. We Hate Movies is continuing on Patreon, man. Like Eric said, patreon.com/we hate movies. There's an episode about Star Wars up. It's just up. You can get it.
Right, and coming up very soon, we're doing the Star Trek The Wrath of Khan
That's
is
right.
coming out towards the end of the month. So
That's right.
definitely sign up for that as well.
As long as, along with an episode of Animation Damnation on Batman the Animated Series. So all of that, patreon.com/we hate movies.
And a Commando inventory. Sorry. On the
Oh,
Andor
right.
level.
No, yeah,
A
that-
lot of
no,
shit's going out this month. Sorry, guys.
Big
Sorry,
month.
everybody.
Big month.
Sorry, but you're welcome.
As far as next week, head on over to youtube.com/we hate movies. Watch the We Love Movies announcement video to get what the next film is. I will say it's fucking great. Once again, it's a month of awesome movies here on the show.
AFI shit, my friends.
AFI shit indeed. So until next week, when things get a little Christmassy, I'm Andrew Jupin.
Steven Sadak.
Chris Cabin.
Eric Siska.
Take it easy.
That was a headgum podcast.